It's happening.
It just happened. Our stream started off today with Rachel.
It happens.
It's
All
happening.
right, well, let me know when we go live.
What's
So
the
I don't say
haps?
something silly.
Yeah, well, hello everybody.
Yeah, let me know so I don't say something embarrassing again.
I said we were going live, and you said it's happening. Whatever.
Anyways, Corey's been trying to introduce us for like 27 seconds
Yes.
already.
Sorry.
All right. So, anyways, we are Everybody's a Mimic, a 5th edition actual play podcast webcast playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Welcome to session 7. My name is Cora. I am your dungeon master. I am joined today by.
All right, it's me, Carson. I play Bite Yeti Mated. Am I supposed to one-liner?
You can, yeah. I mean, you don't have to, but you are more than welcome to. It's an expectation for us, so.
Sup? I don't know. I can't.
Congratulations, one-liner.
Incredible.
It's
Hey,
true.
One
plus.
line, I raise you one word.
Yeah. All right. Next up is
Like,
yes.
I play Del Nadre Mirakas, and I'm just happy to be here for the introduction this time.
I'm Ben, and I play Levi Corvallis. And a gentle reminder that I am living on borrowed time.
I am Ray. I play Bree Tealeaf. I mean Rosemary Bone Crusher. And I am having an identity crisis.
How come Mom lets you have two characters?
Yeah. Oh, well, welcome. We are getting started here with session 8. Session 7 ended a while back with just a pretty intense cliffhanger there. We finally got to see two secrets come to the forefront of our party. That first one is with Levi. Now the party being made aware that he is carrying a gestating slod egg in his chest at this very moment. He's been searching for the tea leaves to try to uncover what happened to them when they had to deal with a slod many years ago. And he got some pretty bad news that we'll listen to in just a little bit. And then we have Rosemary's secret coming to the forefront, and that is that she is harboring the ghost personality connecting to the spirit realm, something along those lines, of Bree Tealeaf, wife of Lena, who is the only really surviving, the grandmother of the Tealeaf clan now. They're in Lonelywood with Reed and his son Volto. Lena in the previous session was not very pleased with being sprung on her with this painful reminder of her past, and she felt very saddened for the ordeal that Levi is going through. So we are going to play now for you guys just a little bit of our last session, the ending of our last session, so we can get those emotions back up and resume immediately after the door closes on Bree and the party. So I'm going to start the YouTube video now in 3, 2. Who
I
are
understand.
you?
Ma'am, my name is Levi. This is my friend Rosemary. And yesterday, when we came into Lonelywood, we walked into the forest, and she saw the heart that I believe you and Bree had carved into a tree in the forest, and suddenly was taken over by what you see before you now, which I believe to be Bree, your wife.
Of course I'm Bree.
Okay, yes, thank you. In this moment, as far as I can tell, she has no memories of the last God knows how long. She does not know that Speaker Huddle is the speaker. She doesn't remember me, or Bite right here, or Del, or anything that we have done recently. I believe that this is your Bree. I do not know why she is in Rosemary's body.
I have known this child since she was very, very small. Small. Smaller even now than you are. She is not a cruel person. She would not pretend in this way to cause you pain.
She's got like a bunch of spiritual connections to the land. So it's possible the area she could be like picking up something. I don't know.
I like to think I'm good with the forest, but I don't consider myself a spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
Bree was.
I just run the mill with my family, and we have a simple life. I raise the children.
What are their names?
Let me check my backstory.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, I know our kids' names, of course.
I know our children's
Looks
names.
down at
They are
smudged
like
handwriting on hand.
Reed and Callie. You had them with your ex-husband, and when I married you, they became mine.
One of those checks out.
If you're Bree, then there's only one thing I can think of that nobody else knows. You left some years ago. God, if I had only known that would be the last time I saw you, the things I would have said, I don't think I would have let you go. Anyways, tell me now, who did you leave with?
Do I remember?
You don't remember his name, but you can give a general description of what happened and why you might have left.
There was a druid, and he needed help with something. There was something going on in the woods. He needed a guide. Why don't I remember what happened?
I'll tell you
I
why.
remember what happened.
You didn't survive that trip, Bree. My last memory of you was when that gentleman brought back your axe. Bloodied up. Said sorry. And left. Do you know how it feels? My wife? My lover? My soulmate? For you to just abandon your family like this. And I know you had a good reason for it. I know you were trying to stop the druids, that the evil druids that were, plaguing our town, but did that matter? Did they matter more than your family? Because all I got out of it was your axe.
I'm so sorry. I thought I would be helping. I'd be protecting you and the children. I didn't know.
Well, you didn't protect us. I did. 30 years ago you left us, Bree. I don't know what to say to you right now. You may be the spirit of my wife, but you are not her.
30 years.
And she kind of just stands up tall and starts to push her way past you guys and walk inside. Before she closes the door, she looks to Levi and she says, I need some time to think this over. Twice you have brought up the tragedies of the tea leaves. Thank you for this. I always love to remember all the lives that I've lost in my life. And then she shuts the door.
As she does, Beta will just kind of quietly add, better the pain of love's lost than the regrets of love unrealized.
Sure. But I had many years and could have had many more years with the love of my life. And as Bree may be able to tell you, whether it truly is her or just her connection to the other side, I dealt with such a shitty lover before I met her. That godforsaken man. And for her to just go and leave me. It was much worse than what he put me through. And then she finally closes the door. And that is... Alright. And so that is where we're going to start our session again, guys.
Ooh, pain.
To be clear, was I supposed to be hearing any of that?
No,
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh
We had posted the link to it at the start time in the Discord. Because you wouldn't have heard anything through us. Either you had been watching the stream or basically started at the same time.
Wah, wah.
no. Get wrecked.
So you guys now, we're gonna start today right after what we just listened to, or what most of us just listened to, which is that we are going to the door just closed. Lena just closed the door on the party. Three of you are sitting there out on top of the on the porch in front of her house. Delnadra, you're still kind of taking notes in the yard there. I pass the baton over to y'all. What are y'all doing here?
Still Bree, or am I Rosemary?
You are still Bree.
I think Bree just kind of like goes down to her knees, just kind of like staring at the closed door.
Yeah, to be rebuked so surely by your previous wife, your current wife, I guess, for Bree. She still considers her wife, huh?
Yeah. It's my wife!
Yeah.
It's not my beautiful wife, this is not my beautiful house.
Alright, so Dell taps his pad a couple times with his pencil and he's like, okay, so I just have a couple of questions. First off, Levi, what the fuck? Were you planning to share this with anyone? And how did this even... How did this happen?
You are incorrect. Those are several questions. Which would you like me to answer first?
The how question.
Well, it's a rather long story, but to make it short, on my way to Icewind Dale, I came across a village being beset by the terror that is the Red Slod. And in my hubris, I believed... no. I believed I could defeat it and save the town. I was wrong. It overpowered me, knocked me out,
and
killed
fucked you.
killed everyone in the town, and then I woke up and it had pierced my upper arm. And I don't know much about slods, but what I do know is that those claws of theirs are dangerous, and the eggs that they carry underneath eventually find their way into your chest cavity, and after approximately 90 days, they hatch, killing the host.
That sounds so alien.
I can't disagree with you, that's for sure. So it's been just over 50 days since that happened.
Corey, is there anything kind of like plainer to do with Slod's existence, or are they just some other kind of abomination?
No, they are an aberration, which implies planar. So, yes. Given your background, if you could figure a way out to confirm that theory in character.
This sounds like a form of reproduction that does not occur in the natural world. Well, unless you count insects, but they're fucked up.
Insects are all planar creatures.
That explains so much.
That's why meat is so out of this world. Interesting.
Yeah. At first I was like, what are you talking about? Meat's not made from insects. It's made by insects.
I thought he said meat at first. I was like, isn't that the opposite?
Didn't realize we were talking about meat until just now.
Beta will begin kind of pacing around Levi, like sniffing, and he starts pulling out a bunch of weird crystals and laying them in different points, and he's got a seeing stone on a string that he's dangling around his head, moving around.
Do we need to align his chakras to get this egg out?
Trying to
Did they been one of those crystal healers this entire time?
Peter, I can't tell if you're
have
being
you heard
serious.
of Reiki?
What?
What? Sorry, literally what? What did you say?
Peter, are you being serious right now with all of this? Whatever you're doing, or are you mocking? I don't know what you're doing.
I am deadly serious. I mean, you have a creature that put its baby into you.
Yep. It's not great.
That's a pretty serious subject.
I can agree with that.
I'm gonna start randomly poking Levi in the chest. Do I feel an egg?
No, you do not feel an egg.
You poke a specific spot and it hatches immediately.
I imagine it's probably sitting below my sternum, if I had to guess. I will say
I reach
this,
underneath his sternum.
It hates alcohol. When I first got to Bryn Shander, straight from the south, I attempted to have a beer. Do you remember that first night we met, Del? I had a beer, a nice flagon of ale, and I threw it up all over the bar.
That was the last time. I just thought you were like a lightweight.
No, I trust me. I love a good flagon of ale or 10. But no, this egg has made it impossible for me to drink and keep it down.
Noted.
What if we forced alcohol into your system repeatedly?
Then I would probably die.
If it is rejecting it, then likely it naturally causes some form of damage to its development.
Perhaps. But
what
I can
if
tell
we
you
put
it's
it
not
in your
pretty on my
veins?
end. Are you offering to inject me with alcohol? This sounds like horrendous science.
Way to up your blood alcohol content. Inject alcohol directly into the blood.
It works.
Through butt chugging, and we're injecting it now.
It is.
Christ.
Actually, the anus would be a good route for this.
Oh, Lord.
It is not the same. I mean, sure, the body naturally would evacuate
Levi
on their
sits
chest,
down
but I don't think you can
steps.
trigger it for the same purposes.
Bree just slowly turns around and is like, I am mourning my life here, and you're talking about putting alcohol up his butt?
Actually, that leads into my
You
second
are mourning a
observation.
life that has already passed.
You
don't
I
know,
didn't
be
know that
insensitive.
until 2 seconds ago.
maybe we can
Maybe
keep
I am
hope
excused for being
alive.
insensitive.
All I'm saying is I feel like it was kind of interesting to me how your wife talked about only getting an axe back and not, an actual corpse or anything. Because otherwise, I would just be kind of questioning what would really be tethering you here to this area.
And, remind me the chronology. When did you pass?
Apparently, it's been like 30 years.
Yeah,
I mean, we could
that's
bring
what
back
Lena said.
but without some dermestids or boiling, we wouldn't be able to bring back anything that was pretty, you know? I mean, obviously that is not the point, but like, you don't want it to feel gross.
Gentle repose exists.
If you're gentle reposing something that is already rotting flesh, I mean, I assume it helps with the smell, but
Well, I'm just we don't
I
know
was-
what's been going on out there.
I was with a druid. Why are we talking about this? Am I dead?
We don't know.
you brought it up. I was talking about putting moonshine in his buttocks.
Yeah, okay, let's go back to that conversation.
when butt chugging is a preferable subject.
Levi stands up and walks over to Bree. Bree and Rosemary's body. And he puts a hand on her shoulder and he says,
Rosemary.
"All right, let's take a step back. Bree, I imagine this is incredibly traumatic for you.
Yeah.
I cannot explain the empathy that I have for your situation, and I would like to commit to assisting you in any way, shape, or form that I can to either A, return you back to the living, B, send your soul to where it should go if you are indeed dead, or C, rectify things with your wife, or any of the above in any way, shape, or form."
I don't know if any of those
However-
are supposed to include vengeance, but I'm okay at that one.
Levi points at Dell and he says, "Only if there was foul play. We cannot just go around killing people willy-nilly. There is still
No, then
some
it's not, yeah,
sort
then
of
it's not
law
vengeance.
to uphold." Well, yes, exactly.
We
Regardless.
find the people who supposedly killed me 30 years ago, maybe?
If
Potentially,
someone
yes.
supposedly killed you.
If someone supposedly killed me?
However, there are two slightly more pressing matters at hand. I cannot help you if I am dead. And number two, at the moment, you don't know this, Rosemary does. This village is under pseudo-siege from a giant man-killing white moose that we should probably take care of fairly soon. But, Bree, I'm going to need your help and your knowledge and your expertise to get this fucking thing out of me so that I can live and help you with your stuff.
Right. Okay. You said it was a slod? A red slod?
That's the one.
Mr. DM, how much does Bree know about red slods?
So the incident with the tea leaves occurred after Bree disappeared.
So probably a lot.
So unfortunately,
So probably nothing.
Bree knows very little, if not nothing, about slots.
And Bree, are you not any sort of healer or magic woman?
What do you know about
Do you
druidism?
know of spells? We can ask Rosemary about druidism when Bree takes
Well,
a nap.
she's in Rosemary's body. That's kind of taken up one of our key members right now, and I'm wondering if that might
favorite
be.
book, Rosemary's Body.
I haven't read that one, but I mean, we're down like a potential spellcaster, is what I'm saying.
In, I think, order, there were a lot of questions in that sentence, and I'm still a little bit reeling over the whole "you've been dead for 30 years" thing.
Take a moment to process that.
So, I've never encountered a red slod or met anyone who really has. It seems like something happened here, but I wasn't here for it. I know a druid. It was the man who I went with to try to scare some other druids out of our woods, and apparently didn't come back from. I don't do magic. I chop trees. I run the mill here, and yeah.
All right, but you've gotten a
Perfect,
body
perfect,
upgrade. What I'm gonna need you to do here is just kind of like throw out your hand and shout "Thorn Whip," and let's see what happens.
Is this? Are you hazing me?
No, this is super serious.
I have yet to learn Hog Cloud.
Thorn Whip, I guess? I imagine nothing happens.
Does she cast a Thorn Whip?
She does not, no.
Damn it.
I feel like magic is more based on wisdom than just, like, to fucking Spider-Man, like...
Honestly, I've never paid close enough attention when Rosemary does this thing, like, if there's more steps involved. I'm sort of filling in the blanks. I think she says something, and I've always just assumed it must have been Thorn Whip.
Part that you missed is she does like 47 Naruto hand signs first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible for Bree to cast anything that Rosemary is, but
I imagine it's not going to be like a right here, right now.
Yeah, it's
a druid spell.
It's honestly going to require either another druid or Rosemary and Bree talking to each other, which I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Right now, it's kind of a split personality situation.
Yeah,
they're not.
Oh, I see
terms.
the problem. Thorn Whip's got a material component. You just need a stem of a plant with thorns. Hold on, let me check Rosemary's pockets.
There is a stem of a plant with thorns in the pocket.
She's just standing there looking at you weirdly while you dig through her pockets.
Well, he is a rogue, so I imagine he's doing it very dexterously.
He already knew which pocket to go to get the thorn out.
Does this Rosemary and you have a thing? Like, what is going on?
No, we're just friends. Don't worry about it.
Are you sleight of hand? Are you robbing Rosemary? Are you stealing her wallet while she's unconscious?
No, I'm just taking your stem of a plant. All right, now here, hold this and try it again.
I'll hold the plant and like I feel like she like holds it and then gets like stuck by the thorn. It's like, oh fuck. Thorn whip, I guess, and like holds it up and waves it around.
Still nothing.
I cast minor illusion to make it look like a thorn whip. Just.
Wait, do you really?
Holy shit.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Oh my god! Oh my god, yes!
Oh my god! What?
Wow.
What? How
Okay.
did I do that?
Confidence.
So
See, you had to believe that the power was in you all
Am
along.
I a druid now?
and
I don't know if I want to be a druid. What if I want to be a wizard? What if I want to be a ranger?
Okay, well, Ranger's actually pretty close.
A forest.
And that one actually might be easier because you could have, like, an instructor.
Okay, guys. So yes, let's continue on with the questioning that we had.
Yeah, no, I forgot the rest of my questions. I'm good.
I don't remember what you were asking. Rosemary, like Bree's just like staring at this twig in amazement.
Gave her false hope. She's gonna just wonder why it never works anymore. Never
It's just
again.
going to encourage her to practice harder at it, and she'll figure it out for real.
It's true.
my God.
It actually is. I did it once, therefore I can do it again. She'll really start to look introspectively and eventually figure out that connection.
She's starting out just being like, I'm not a druid. I can't do druid things. Now she thinks, maybe I am a druid. I can figure this out.
Maybe I can do druid things.
Confidence is key.
Yeah, but if you put more effort into the Bree side, wouldn't she just decide to stay in Lonelywood and you lose the character?
Maybe. I don't know.
Would Bree make the decision again to leave her wife to go adventuring?
I mean, her wife is pretty angry at her right now, and there's a guy with a red slot egg in his chest, so...
Is that like a positive? Or
Well, like, Bree is a helper.
okay, I see.
So she's not gonna just like be like, oh yeah, my life
it's an I
depends
have
on
a
you, but I'm gonna
mission.
stay here in a different body and not deal with any of this shit that I'm dealing with. So
Gotcha. It's an I have a mission, not a hey rebound slot egg.
No. Rebound slot egg.
I was like, well, I'm on the rocks with my wife anyway. This shirtless guy's got a slot egg in him.
I mean, this...
Hey, I'll remind you that he's currently wearing a sweater.
Oh, yes.
That's true. I did forget the sweater. Well, that's probably why I couldn't feel the damn egg.
Levi looks at Dell and he says, I've just realized that we are going to have to explain all of this again to Rosemary.
Yeah, but it'll probably be a lot easier. Rosemary's... What's the word?
Maybe she'll have insight as to how to do this with some druidic magic.
I mean, if you have a druid, I feel like asking the druid would be a better solution than asking the woodworker.
He looks at Bree and he says, I'd like to speak to Rosemary now, please.
Does that do anything?
Does Mita detect anything with his crystal shit?
Oh, you detect the presence of planar magic. Can't detect which plane, but your instruments have picked up on the molecules of a different plane reverberating in your crystals.
Yeah. So Beta kind of jabs a like a little like gold nugget into Levi's sternum while he's not quite looking, and Levi feels like a tingle and a squirm from inside a little bit, and Beta feels a little vibration in the gold nugget, and he's like, yep, that's an outsider of some kind. And he gathers up his things and he's like, well, it will be interesting to get Rosie's input. Bree, do you need to be unconscious?
Vaguely threatening.
Do you need to be unconscious right now? If you had just said, don't you need to be unconscious? Here, let me help you with that. I love it.
I don't think she knows.
Just, that makes sense. You have not manifested in this way until just recently, so very understandable. Depending on everyone's time constraints, I could choke you out, or we could just wait and take a nap later.
Is there an option not to do that?
Yeah, no, I said nap is the other option. I just wanted
nap,
to...
maybe. I'll take a nap. Thanks. Goodbye.
I mean, I mean, you don't have to go immediately into it, and I can make you. Do you have a preferred tea? I keep a decent stock, mostly pine, but
I'm good, thanks.
Are you making tea from pine leaves?
Pine needles?
Pine
nettles,
needles?
but
Yeah.
yes, it is. You absolutely you can do it. It's delicious.
Oh,
Yeah, pine tea is definitely a thing.
I've never heard of that. So in my mind, I thought you were just offering Bree like I keep a stock. Look, see, and just you scrape on the ground. See, tea leaves. But no,
because it's her.
Yeah, her name is literally Tea Leaf, so this girl knows her tea.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Sorry for interrupting.
Would you? I mean, do you want to attend to this, or would you like to just kind of exist for a bit, and then sleep at like a regular schedule, and we can like poke you once you fall asleep and see if Rosie comes back?
It is like 7 to 8 to 9 a.m. It is early in the morning because you guys woke up from
We
breakfast.
came here straight from breakfast.
Yes. So
Hey, Bree, how do you feel about helping us hunt a moose?
Okay,
We're not
I
doing.
can do that. Moose are.
We're not doing that.
I can
Why
hunt
not?
a moose.
We
I
have to
am
wait.
not
We have to wait
I
for her
am
to
not
fall asleep,
risking-
anyways.
I am
This
not
is the kind of thing that got her
risking
killed in the first
Rosie's
place.
body in the hands of a woodcutter.
Thanks. I
The
guess.
answer is no.
I mean, I know how to handle an axe. I can fight a moose. Moose are generally not that bad.
All right,
They're just
Vita,
big.
Your dad is showing. I'm sure Bree will be fine in Rosemary's body.
Rosemary has a very strong body.
Beta stands, and his normally very kind of soft demeanor hardens, and it kind of brings out the fact that he's wearing the skull of a dead yeti, and and covered in hides that is there blood on them? Maybe. Still, he's just like, I am not risking Rosie's body in the hands of an incompetent.
Rude. But
Yeah, okay.
It is not meant as an insult. It is an objective statement. You went
I mean,
into
I
some...
would argue, but also I apparently did die, so...
Yes, against not some kind of aberrated moose
Small yike.
that is terrorizing your entire town.
yeah, I was like, I would argue, but I am 0 for 1 in this argument, so probably not.
Last time I went to go fight something, I died, I guess.
Or you were placed in some kind of eternal stasis and your spirit was released from your body. We don't know.
Oh god.
Yeah, let's hope for the latter.
Most of the time, though, this kind of like thing, and I just do a gesture to like Rosemary's body, is kind of like has been kind of proximity based. So maybe if we just leave town, Rosemary will reassert control.
That is a fine idea. Is it still storming out? When did the storm happen? Was that
Last night.
That was last night when the person kind of popped in. The weather is more overcast than normal. I mean, with the everlasting winter that Arl has placed in the land, the weather is always overcast. But there is definitely like a light to medium amount of snow falling on the town of Lonelywood that is cutting off some of your visibility. And it looks like this is more so the beginning of such a storm, as it's slowly been progressing to be a bit heavier.
So we're kind of in the calm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, B2. Let's all go take a walk and see if the proximity changes anything. It will also, I'm sure, be good for you to stretch your legs, perhaps see a bit more of the town, and distance yourself from everything.
That would be nice. Yes, thank you.
I will make your tea to go.
Okay.
He goes over to the stove and he pulls out an assortment of different kind of leaves and stuff, and he looks back and he kind of squints his eyes, and then looks around the house and goes, "This should do," and he starts mixing a tea.
What house is this? Nimsy's house? The speaker's house you've gone back to?
Oh yeah, I guess it is.
We're just like standing out in the middle of a courtyard.
He's basing it on regional decorative patterns. Like okay, this is a pretty Hyuga house, so I'm gonna go with something that's like mild and pleasant. Aromatic, like it's more about inhaling the steam than anything else. But yeah, he mixes up a little tea and puts it in a leather mug that he just keeps on a hook at his hip. Oh, it's probably a Kuxa, actually.
Alright, so yeah, I guess let's say we went back to the speaker's house real quick.
Okay.
Let her know that we're going to be heading out. And then I'm going to go get down on one knee in front of Lord Garius and smooth his pretty princess dress. And let him know that unfortunately Papa has to go to work.
I think as you walk away from Tea Leaf Mill, it gets less and less Brie and more Rosemary. And so
Hey, we don't even need to make the tea.
Eventually she's just like, oh, hey guys. Did it happen again? I think it happened again.
A little bit, yeah.
Beta hugs her very, very tightly.
Aww. They hug back very, very tightly. She's understandably a little freaked.
Yeah.
Levi just kind of does, that like thing when you have to tell somebody like something really awkward, and so you just kind of like scratch the back of your head while you wait for the time to tell. He kind of just does that, and he's just like, all right, here we go again.
So Levi's dying.
Levi has a chest burster.
I think I was awake for that part.
Oh, good, you do remember. Okay.
Yeah, that still sucks.
Yep.
I'm really sorry. I wish you would have told us earlier, and whatever I can do to help, I will do.
I will say it's not an easy subject to bring up, just around the campfire at night, hey guys, just so you know, I'm, dying. Doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, but like, if you're on a time limit, and also it could eat all of us.
I don't know, honestly, I feel like his explanation does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
As long as he had the decency to wander off beforehand, it's, entirely his choice at which point, if at all, he chooses to share things.
All right, so Bree is gone for the time being. Rosemary is back. The group is together, and it is... Let's just go with 9 a.m. in the morning. Do you have a moose to hunt, or do you wait?
Let's go.
I could use a good moose hunt to get the mind off of my impending death.
And my split personality.
Perhaps also that.
And I've never been on a moose hunt, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Usually you don't hunt moose. They're just so big.
Usually moose hunt you.
I mean, usually moose just kind of leave you alone.
That is inherently false. They're very territorial.
Oh.
Yeah, you never
They
read
will-
Rose
like,
has a bit of a different interpretation than most. She tends to be accepted a lot more easily.
Right.
I, on the other hand,
Maybe the moose just
am
doesn't
dressed
like
like
you.
an apex predator.
Oh, yeah.
The moose just wants a cookie. And then he wants so much more.
If you give a moose a cookie,
No, I'm pretty sure you're giving
He
the
will
moose
take
a
you
muffin.
alive.
A
It's
moose
the
a
mouse who gets the cookie.
Yes, that's right. A moose a muffin. If you give a moose a muffin, it will take over your life.
Now those mice, you gotta watch out for them.
Yeah. Well, you can give them muffins though, but you can't give them cookies.
No.
Speaker Nimsy Huzzle has like 18 guard cats just guarding her houses to make sure no mice ever get any cookies. Don't want that happening again. So yeah,
Not again.
Not again. How do you guys get started on your moose hunt?
we could
On
go.
foot, obviously.
We could go back to where we were when we saw it in the storm last night. There's
Did we see
like
the
we
moose,
saw
or did we
the
just see the
rest most
guy?
traces, but it would have broken branches if it entered the forest anywhere near there.
I think.
Yeah, we saw the moose at the very edge of the cloud, I think.
Mm-hmm. It taunted you guys, standing up tall, while you guys were more worried about the guy. So yeah, let's go back over there, and
Yep.
we'll start by just kind of heading into the woods. I need you guys to give me a survival check. Whoever you want, you can do it. You can base it on whoever you want from the party, or you can
I volunteer Beta.
Okay. And Beta, do you, with your survival checks to follow animal tracks for rangers, do they get advantage at all? I feel like you would. If it's your...
Let me look.
I'll
Let me
cast
look
guidance
at
on you.
Beta's specific. No, buddy. I will walk you in a second. Let me look at his specific natural explorer feature. Advantage on initiative. God, difficult terrain can't be lost. Can engage in tracking, foraging, navigating, and remain alert to danger. While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Mm-hmm.
So those are definitely huge benefits, but nothing that specifically aids in the tracking itself.
Okay.
But if someone else is proficient, they could give me help.
So you can you have two options here. You can get help, you can get guidance for your track, or the party can roll for an average. So basically everybody gets to roll, and if majority of the party meets the certain threshold, then you move forward. We'll do it like a 50-50. So if you get basically two people who can meet it, but then also, you're getting more chances, but it's not just relying on Carson, so I don't know how well everyone else's survival is.
So actually, Levi's is pretty okay.
I have a +4.
Even nice. That's even better than Levi's.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
I
it
think
sounds-
we could do that.
So it
We
sounds
need
like
2
the average.
passes.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
It is,
I don't think he can tell us.
Yeah. There is
Well-
well, I can tell you. It's to for each hour you roll one survival check, and it's a DC 15. So
Okay, 17 for.
17.
Do we all get the guidance, or is guidance something that's passed on? It's like cast on one person at a time.
I mean, technically it's a cantrip, but it's up to the DM.
Super. Just like bang, 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 cantrip it out.
Yeah, I mean, if the checks are like over the course of an hour, it would kind of make sense for it to go to multiple people, but mechanically, it's probably not True to the design.
Oh, there's no. Okay. Let's see here. Does everyone see themselves on the new map? Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can see out as much as your character can see out.
Yeah.
All of like 10 feet.
Yeah. So, Dell, do you want to light your lantern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Homie, did you not just say it's like 9 a.m.?
I mean, yeah.
I guess that's true. Actually, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But
Also, I'm outside for the moment, so someone will need to roll my rolls.
Okay. All right. Let me click.
I don't know if we're guiding or not, but here's my survival. Yeah.
Okay. So
Let me
it's
try my
daylight.
survival.
Okay. So
I'm one of them city boys. I don't know nothing about
Oh, I don't know.
wilderness.
So we're gonna go
I rolled a
forward.
19.
Yeah, we're gonna go forward with the group, and this time the group succeeded. So I'm gonna roll a d6. As you guys have found your way onto a set of moose tracks. So you first hour, you successful. You found moose tracks, and
Oh,
I need
man,
you guys to
see this
roll-
log?
I need you guys to roll me a 1d4. Okay, we got a 2 here. So for the next 2 hours, you guys follow these moose tracks. So that means that with the 1 hour it took you to find the tracks, to really find them. So yeah, you might have seen maybe some footprints, but probably not footprints given the amount of snow that has been falling. So you're relying on how Carson mentioned, broken twigs, things that look off. So it's going to take you guys 2 + 1 hours. So you guys have searched right now for 3 hours, putting you right at about noon. And you come up on...
rubbing on this tree.
and you come up on a brown moose.
I would like to hunt the moose. I'm kidding.
Okay. I mean, you can.
Levi taps Rosemary on the shoulder and he says, "Can you ask it if it has seen the angry white moose?"
Sure. I'll ask it.
How are you asking it?
I think I can talk to animals.
Verbally.
Speech
Hello,
of the
moose.
woods.
Speech of the woods. Oh, from your from Circle of the Shepherd.
Yeah.
I think I might be able to.
Beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Also, Rachel, you're still whispering me, so nobody else can see that description.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, so yeah, the moose is just kind of like sitting there, just minding his own business as you guys come out. And...
Oh yeah, I done seen that white moose. He went over yonder, yeah.
From what you can tell,
that guy, he's a bad fella.
From what you can tell, Rachel, this moose has not seen the other white moose recently. However, it is aware of the white moose and kind of just, you get it, has this fearful approach to speaking about the white moose.
Oh no. The white moose's like campaign of terror.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you guys have spent 3 hours so far in the woods.
Let the moose know that we're gonna liberate him and see if he would be open to a new Dell-based woodland leadership.
I will not do that.
Yeah. Beta,
I'm qualified now.
So, Beta, based on his feature, Beta would be able to tell, it says that he can tell the size and number of the creatures he's tracking.
Uh-huh.
So are the hoofprints they were tracking this moose's or the white moose's?
It was this moose's, but it was a moose.
Okay.
It was moose footprints.
Okay, does this moose know where the other moose makes its den, or carries out like its rubbings for its territory?
It doesn't. From what Rachel can perceive from the noises and the way these moose is communicating with you guys, it does not know where this moose rests, but it does it's like stones, cave, deep. You're getting there seems to be something that indicates that perhaps this moose does not just this moose is no ordinary moose.
It seems that this moose might make its home in a nearby hill or mountain subterranean dwelling.
Yeah. All right, I need you guys. Actually, I can roll it for you guys.
Also, I just love the image of Rosemary, Beta, and the moose just grunting and like back and forth at each other.
Well,
And Levi and Dell just staring at each other like, okay.
As they're having the conversation and Bite is joining in with the moose, Rosemary just looks over and gives him a big grin. She's just glad to be here, glad to be talking moose with her friend.
Make all the boy moose go.
While we're on looking, I'm gonna offer Levi some of my gyro meat.
I for a second I thought you were saying offering him your guy meat, and I'm just like, You having fun over there?
That's correct.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, my dude. Glad y'all are having fun.
Beta has some rock hard frozen droplets of honey that it would give the moose and just say, "Here, I have this little delicious treat. Have one or two. Thank you. You have been most helpful, friend."
Levi thanks Dell for the gyro meat, and just kind of gives him a little smile. And he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't tell you before."
It's all right. It's okay. But we need you to keep your strength up. So here, take some more.
Thank you. The protein will help me bulk up.
Good.
All right, so you guys need another set of survival checks, and then
guide me, Rosemary. Show me the ways of the woods.
Yes, I'll roll it for you.
Oh yeah, is it okay to do guidance on everyone, or is that
yes,
not...
it's okay. You mean you are not gonna say no,
right.
because over the course, if I'm forcing you guys to take an hour to find this,
Who needs guidance?
tracks. So yes, you guys make it. You have two required.
I'm picking it up now.
Actually, now 3. So you guys
These are moose tracks.
You find some tracks that are leading you off to the north. And so
Do these tracks appear to be of a size coherent with this moose?
Yes, it is another moose. It is moose tracks. There is one moose.
Okay, but I thought this was an abnormally large moose.
It's a bloodthirsty white moose.
Okay, so it's just giant in the way that moose are giant, disgustingly big.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
actually. It's not like a superpowered moose that's more giant than the other ones.
Super moose.
Yeah.
Vite, can you tell from its track pattern if this moose appears to be bloodthirsty? Does it exhibit erratic behavior? Does it look like it's hunting?
What color is this moose?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, the movements consistent with predatory behavior would probably be something Beta and Rosemary would be able to identify.
Okay. All right.
if the checks are good enough. I
Does
can't.
that thing where cats do, where like their hind paws always step into the footprints left by their front paws, so it's like just 2 moose steps instead of like 4. Boom, 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 boom.
I will say, if you roll high enough, I may consider that as a potential reasoning. But you guys have found some tracks that are leading off to the north of where you are right now on the map. What is the marching order for this?
Beta, as a rule, typically goes first because he has his magical snowshoes, and his size like packs the snow down out of the way to make it easier for the following people.
Right. Okay. Now, I don't really like that it's completely visible, because even though it is daytime, the visibility of the snow should be some sort of effect. So I'm just going to increase your sight to be...
Yeah, just give us like a 30 or something.
Yeah, to be double than what it is.
Can you put like a rectangle over the visible area and then change the opacity to 50 or something? I don't know if that's a function in Roll20.
Fusion's probably easier, because otherwise you'd have to drag that square around.
Yeah.
Or just make it big as the map.
I'm just going to give people sight, and I will figure out if that is a possibility later, but I don't know how to do that off the top of my head.
Just shitballing.
Do either of you guys want to... do either of you guys plan on... So both Rosemary and the... with Dark Vision have 120 feet. Everyone else just has 30 feet.
Bro, why are we talking about dark vision again? It's noon.
Because it's the best way to describe visibility. I'm just saying, like, I guess actually if you have dark vision in the middle of the day,
Yeah,
it would not have...
dark vision doesn't really help in this case, but I can see us having reduced vision due to
the
a lot of
snowstorm.
trees.
Due to snow.
Okay, there. Everyone just has 30. There you go. You can see 30 feet out. And that's your current visibility right now in the winter storm, is that you can see things clearly 30 feet out. After that, it's just a big blanket of snow.
Oh, okay, so it's actively storming now.
Yes. Storming.
Okay, cool.
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Like, it is snowing.
It is snowing, yes.
Cool.
So you are currently 4 hours in. You've made your marching order of Bitte in front. Who is next? Is it Rosemary?
I think I'll go next.
Yeah, it's just fine the way we've got it.
Okay. And as you guys begin on your tracks, you hear out in the wilderness... The clear
cat
sigh.
calling us? Oh god.
Oh, Carson, your voice is roboting.
Beta will put out a
Beta will put out
Yeti call.
A Yeti
call.
Okay.
A Yeti call.
Yes. Okay.
gone too far.
Roll me intimidation.
Is that better?
It is better now.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ask me something?
Roll a thing.
Yes, I need you to roll me intimidation.
Okay, I'm just about to be back in front of my computer. So.
Oh, okay. No worries. We'll wait for a second. Does anybody else want to do anything while, in response, as like your reaction to hearing these?
Would I recognize what is making that call? Like, I'm assuming it's a wolf.
100% it's a wolf, yes. I know, my terrible call. But that aside.
Yeah, I suppose
sure that's not a moose call.
I suppose Beta could put out a wolf howl to communicate. We're hunting that moose or something, but because of his feature. But the Yeti call is his reflex, his deal when he's trying to ward off unwanted things trailing him on the road. So
Now that your mic is good, you know what I would love, you know what Ben would love to hear is a fucking Yeti call, bro.
let me close the door to my bedroom so my partner does not kill me. Okay, so what I'm envisioning is a combo between a Wookiee and a Tusken Raider.
Love that.
So let me mentally prepare.
That's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
He's definitely put a lot.
So good.
Put a lot of
I'm
thoughts.
glad.
All right.
I put myself out there, and you're a supportive bunch, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So roll me intimidation now that you're back in front of your computer.
Sure, my partner in the other room is so confused. All right. Let's see. Intimidation.
I don't think this is the most confusing part of the night so far.
Probably not. Could I have help on that?
I will give you advantage because that Yeti call was so nice. Because I'm very impressed by it.
Okay. And I don't think taking the 20 is an option for that.
No. You can't just take it. You can't take a 20 on intimidation. In such a situation.
Oh no, it's because that is
he
the
rolled,
roll
he
if
rolled
with advantage.
and he rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, no, he took the 20. He got the 20.
Okay, good. All right.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I misunderstood.
I gave you advantage because your Yeti call was so good.
Yeah,
It was so
and,
woke.
and that's without a live example and without ever having practiced.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty proud of that. Somewhere in my area, a Sasquatch just got very confused because someone said like sandwiches in Cincinnati out of nowhere in the distance.
Someone screamed out their window, "Find local Sasquatches in your area."
All right.
You won't last 5 seconds playing this fire.
All
Or are
right.
you done rolling your 50 dice over there?
I am done rolling my dice, and so you guys are proceeding along. Are you guys standing in place still? How are you reacting after Bitte and his Yeti call?
I'm intimidated.
Hang on, let me do a
Rosemary is used to this.
yeah, Beta thought to warn people that he was going to do that. So Dell isn't just like staring around like, oh god, wolves, and then hearing that bullshit.
Even being prepared, I wasn't really prepared for it.
I think Levi, upon hearing the wolves, drew his greatsword, and now he's just kind of like walking with, like as they're walking through the deep snow, he's just got it kind of flat blade on his shoulder, as they continue moving forward.
So I should say,
Beta puts on his shield and draws a javelin, which he is using as a walking stick.
okay, yeah, all right. So, as you guys are progressing very slowly forward, you come upon the first wolf. It's just kind of like right at the edge of the snow, right there in front. And it's just a low growl, which is very quickly followed up with another one coming out just to the south.
Beta growls back something to indicate we are not a threat, but we are not to be threatened.
Okay.
And maybe, where is the moose?
Where is the moose?
So Bitte, your interactions with the wolves aren't as successful, but there is a person in the group that could actually talk to the animals.
No, Beta can actually talk to the animals.
You can talk to animals too?
Mm-hmm.
What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
who can't talk to animals? Seriously.
Do you is it the ranger? Or is it from like the spell like
Feet?
Hang on. No, why? Stop moving my character sheet.
I'm searching.
It's primeval awareness. Yeah, I think I just posted it to chat.
Oh.
Ba-ba-ba.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like I can communicate emotions and simple ideas. I can't like have a conversation.
Gotcha. Okay, roll me insight to see if you can understand better their growl. It seems threatening with probably some underlying message inside.
Alrighty.
You can tell that they are angry, upset. Something has put them on edge. They feel hungry, and they have just found their own food.
Oh no, my gyro meat.
This is probably the sharpest food they've ever found. They're not going to have a good time.
They are on edge, which is, more reason to the fact that they've made themselves known without actually launching an attack. Whereas they could have just rushed out of the side, out of it, and tried to take you guys by surprise. But they're trying to threaten you, to get you to run, to make you easier prey, perhaps.
Rosemary, I think, will like chime in with her own little like beast talk and be like, "We are not alone, and we are not easy prey. It's in your best interest to leave us alone."
While they're growling at each other, Levi puts his hand on Dell's shoulder and in his ear whispers, "Don't move."
Okay, I'm gonna hunker down in this snowbank.
So from Rosemary, you're getting a lot of the same vibes as I described to Bete. You're essentially just kind of, you're trying to make things more known that you mean no harm, but that your party is more trouble than it's worth. But it seems something has pressed these wolves against the wall for them to approach you in the way they are. They're still on the fence about it, but your pleadings with them, your puffing at your chest, however you're communicating with them, isn't quite pushing them one way or another. So far, nobody's really made any moves. It's just been all communication. And Del,
We got
you...
some rations on us.
Beta would have a lot of jerky. All Beta's rations are jerky.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, my thought is, if these are starving wolves, I want to give them food so they don't attack us.
Yeah. Beta also just wants to help starving wolves.
Yeah, I feel like Rosemary is on that page too.
Okay. All right.
Wolf Therapy Squad.
How much rations are you willing to give away?
All of them. Beta can forage for everyone.
Okay. So the party as a whole, or just BT's rations?
Rosemary will help because she has good berries.
Beta has about 2 people's rations for... He eats probably about twice as much as a normal person.
All right. So describe how you guys are giving them, the wolves, your rations.
It's just like a really cool... I imagine like a really cool snow buffet.
Beta will approach just a little, and he will start pulling out, and his jerky is like unseasoned except for salt.
Okay.
And it's in like big sheets because like he doesn't cut it down to bite size. So he's basically got like a bunch of like meat paper.
So you're basically Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But instead of the Constitution in the back of or the Declaration of Independence, you just got meat paper.
What is this? Some kind
rolled
of
up
animal?
in a tube.
Oh God! But yeah, so he starts kind of frisbeeing them out in front of the individual wolves, and he tries to mimic. He mimics like sounds of canine supplication, and like what a wolf would communicate to a higher ranking wolf or their mate or something being like this is for you, you eat first.
Okay.
I don't get it. It's
First.
just one wolf. We can probably
And
take it,
he's
guys.
just throwing, he's probably got like it's probably about 4 pounds of jerky.
Right.
It's a lot of jerky.
All right, let's see if they take your offering.
Rosemary will come and help, giving like the meat parts of her rations.
Yeah, he'll say, "Smear the good berry on the jerky."
I like how from
Oh yeah.
Dell's personal sight perspective, I can only see one wolf, so I'm just like, feel like we're going through a lot of theatrics here. It's one wolf, guys.
Have you ever seen a wolf hunt by itself?
I've never seen a wolf hunt, period.
Levi can't see any of the wolves.
I've heard a lot of people say lone wolf. That's my only context here.
Okay. Let's do Bitte. I want you to roll animal handling against the wolf's insight.
Man, I should have taken proficiency in this.
You want help?
Do it. And this roll will be the deciding factor of what's going to happen next. So
Do I have help from Rosemary with the good berry?
I am proficient.
She is distributing her food with you, so yes. But you still need to be the one to make the check.
Okay.
Okay. Oof.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, throwing out the dried and days old jerky doesn't seem to placate the wolves, and they
Being days old is the point.
despite the fact that it is that you're putting out lots and lots of jerky, they just start encroaching in closer and closer, taking steps past the jerky that you threw at them.
I've got my short bow out with an arrow readied.
Okay.
Bito will step one square back toward Rosie and go, "They're not going to be satisfied. Strike now." And strike on 3. He goes 1, 2, 3 and throws a javelin.
Just like
Yeah, Rosemary will follow his lead and she'll attack.
okay. All right. Well, we're getting into it then.
Wait, do you think, like, I'm right next to Rosemary? Would Levi have heard? Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
I think.
Okay, cool. So he'll stick his greatsword into the snow, and pull out a javelin and throw one at this wolf right here.
All right. So I will dot these wolves with different colors here, and we are going to get this started. So we are going to roll initiative for the wolves.
Can we make this attack before
God.
initiative, or are we doing this all in initiative?
Surprise round or no?
It'll depend on what the wolves roll for their initiative.
Yeah.
But most likely you guys will have your options to go first, and then the wolves will react and we'll go forward from there. Unless these wolves get like a crit on their initiative, which makes me think that whenever Bitte took a step back, that's when they launched their attack. Otherwise, you guys will have the chance to go first.
I have advantage on initiative.
Which is, they roll a 6, so we're going to give you guys the option to attack first. And I'm going to put them all... Are you guys okay with them all being on their own? Or, sorry, on their own. All
As a
grouped
group, you mean?
together? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
of course.
They can take it as one turn. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay. Let's see. So, first up, we have Bitte, which makes sense because you were the one who launched this attack.
Yeah, I could see it as being like them all holding a single attack or something. Anyway, so he will, just so it's explicitly stated, he bonus actions, and bonus actions his planar warrior feature, which let me throw that out there for the ladies and gents of the
Audience.
The he's, theys, and theys of the viewing public. I think I said theys twice, but you know.
I think you did, but they deserve it.
Double representation. So yeah, planar warrior. So he's got the force shits going on there, and that is a 23 to hit.
That will hit. For 7
For
damage.
That's not correct. I evidently did not put in a damage die for one of them, so let me...
Yeah, your first one is rolling at 0 plus 4.
Okay, so we will keep the second roll.
Yeah, so it'll be 3 plus...
Yeah, the javelin is a d6.
Yeah.
Alright, so 3 plus 7. 10 damage.
So 10 force damage.
Yeah. Yeah,
As he throws it, it kind of like shimmers and jets through the air at an uncommon speed, and he goes, well, that's new.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
that wolf it hits him, his like upper right shoulder, and just twirls him in midair. The force so strong, it doesn't even launch him back, it just causes him to twist around, and he kind of just like falls back. Really, there's a big chunk of his shoulder missing, and this wolf is already whimpering from just that one hit.
And he lets out a bestial growl that is not any animals, it's just his own. And yeah, that will end his first turn.
Very frightening. Next up is Rosemary.
First question, have we had a long rest since our last thingamajig? Or I guess, has Rosemary had a long rest since she did the magic surgery?
Yes.
Yeah, that was last night.
Okay, cool. In that case, she's gonna cast Flaming Sphere. 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in unoccupied space of my choice. Within range, so that is range is 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you hit?
He hit the orange one.
Orange one, okay. I will move it over here onto this green one.
Okay. So what does it need to make a dex check to avoid it, or does it just take damage?
Yeah, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere. So that's different than I thought it was. If you ram the sphere into a creature, that creature must make the saving throw against the sphere's damage. Okay.
So yeah, so basically you ram it into it, and that's how you get the direct damage, and then it's just in the way going forward.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll do that. It needs to make a dex save.
Okay. So it is going to make a dex save here.
My DC is a 14.
14. It fails.
Alright, it takes 2d6, so it takes 7 damage.
7
And that's
damage?
fire damage.
7 fire damage. It kind of like, it tried to, like, it just all of a sudden this flaming spear just pulls out of nowhere, and it just like plummets towards this wolf. It tries to kind of jump away, but it had been gingerly moving towards you, so the ice kind of had supported itself into this point, and then when it just forces its legs down to get it away as fast as it can, the ice just kind of, the ground just caved in a little bit. Maybe some hard ice that was supporting it before just cracked, and it lost its footing for a second and just got demolished, so to speak, by this flaming spear. Now, is this flaming spear in the space of this wolf now, or is it nearby?
I'll put it right here.
Okay. You can just draw it with with your freehand tool or whatever.
It's
There
really
we go.
shitty sphere.
And blue.
You know.
So Wolf is not happy. Another one already whimpering, just like the first one. So now Del Nadre, it's your turn. Unless Rosemary, did you want to move at all?
No, I'm staying with the party.
Ha ha ha! What a novel plan that would be. So, anyways, I'm gonna run away from the party and slide around over here, or
Do
brush
your
off
thing.
around the snowbank, slide down, and then oh gosh, there's another wolf up here. Bonus action, hide.
Okay.
You're a rogue. That's like your whole deal. So don't worry.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
hopefully I'm hidden from the wolf, and then I'm going to attack.
Yeah. The wolf is his focus is still on Bitte. He does not notice you slide down. It does not notice you slide down the bank. So it saw you. It didn't really even see you running because you've been above it up until that point. So when you kind of slid down and poked your head around that corner of that little bank that you're sitting behind, you're good to go. Your 13 hits for 7.
And sneak attack.
And sneak attack. All right, describe your kill.
It is perfectly humane and merciful for the situation. Just a single arrow shot like right through the wolf's neck, and it drops without even knowing the attack was coming.
Right. There's no warning. There was no reaction. You just hit it so perfectly on its neck that it just kind of slumps down. None of the other wolves even notice that it died.
Even my allies are just like, all right, let's get out that way. When did that wolf go down?
Yeah, pretty much. So, let's roll to see if these other ones are going to stick by, and then we have their last untouched wolf. Okay. The two wolves that
This is a chunky die you're rolling.
I'm rolling on a leather. It's a catch-all that I bought from Target. That's supposed to be like for men's, just like your crap that you leave in your shower for some reason. Not shower, but like your bathroom. But it makes it so it's a really nice dice table, or a dice
Tray.
tray. There we go. Mat tray. Tray would be better. So the wolves, they rally mostly because they did not notice the death of their friend, and they move forward ready to attack. So these two are going to shift forward. And
The downside of being so fucking good at your job.
Yeah, if only you had made more of a thing of it. So the wolves are going to have, the two on Bitte are going to have advantage on their attack. Alright. Oh, I don't know why this is only doing whispered rolls. I don't know how to get out of it.
You don't have a character sheet like the rest of us, do you?
No, it shouldn't be going only to the GM, especially for who I am. Oh, you know what? It's probably in...
I know on mine, there was an option that I could do to, like, toggle it.
Right, yeah.
Which is in, the little gear icon, roll queries, or whisper rolls to GM, and it just says whisper toggle.
Do you want to just roll a general d20?
I rolled them. I have the rolls here. I just wanted to show the rolls. But either way, the first one was a 13 on Bitte.
Miss, AC 17.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the second one is going to be a 20, so that will hit. You need to, let's see. It rolls 7 damage, and it says you need to make a strength saving throw as it tries to pull you down once it's locked onto your gear. I know there has to be a way to do that here.
I'm away from my computer again because my dog isn't pooping. Strength save is a +6.
Okay. Does somebody want to roll that for him?
+6, you said?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, let me get it. Got a 10.
Ah, that is a 10. That does not make it, as you are knocked prone.
I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have rolled for you.
But it's okay because the person had already attacked, so you do not get advantage. Well, it's not like it's an additional advantage. They already had advantage. And then finally, we have the last one over here is going to attack. And let's see, it's a +4. So 7 will not hit Levi, and then it'll be Levi's turn. So this wolf Levi that's attacking you, its attack was so weak, so pathetic. Barely even registered. Couldn't even chomp down. So now it is Levi's turn. Is Levi here? Is anybody here?
I'm here.
Okay, everyone's here. Yeah, so Ben. Ben. I heard his Ben.
Hey,
We.
sorry.
And then heard his pen.
Right as you went to attack me, my Wi-Fi went out.
Oh.
Oh no!
That sucks. But it was all according to plan.
So what did you roll?
Oh, I rolled the 7, so he did not hit you. Very
No.
pathetic attempt for this wolf to try to bite you. And so, it is your turn.
Okay, cool. I am going to. Well, now that he's right in front of me, and he's looking real bad, right? That's the one that took the javelin.
Yeah, he's looking real bad.
Okay, I'm going to. Well, Levi has his greatsword drawn, so he's going to just take a swipe at it with his greatsword.
Okay.
And let me roll that really fast. Oh, Dicebot, don't let me down. That is a 16 to hit.
16 hits, and it is dead because you cannot roll less than its life. It was sitting there at 1 health.
Well, I rolled really good, so.
I know.
Levi looks for the world like just an expert swordsman as he just in one flick of the wrist. We can all see that, Corey.
Yeah, but you. Okay, so now you can see
Yes.
the rolls. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, as in one flick of his wrist, he just lobs the wolf's head off.
Look at him flick of the wrist.
Literally.
So yeah, yeah, it's dead. It's just whomp. Goodbye, wolf head.
And then Levi is going to move to go confront this other wolf over here, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, here.
Okay. So now Bitte has flanking on that wolf. And is there anything else you can do on your turn?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. All right. Then that'll be that. Bitte, you are back up again. And I think Bitte is still outside with his dog. He is muted. And so we will wait just a moment.
Worst case, if he doesn't rejoin, we can.
I would just.
He had texted chat that he drew
another javelin.
That he drew another javelin. Yeah. So.
Right, but now they're both in melee range with him.
Well, javelins can be used as melee also.
That's true.
I think they can, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically as a spear instead.
Let's just let Rosemary go first.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ram it into this dude. This wolfie.
Okay. Ooh. Um, where are you gonna?
Levi
Where are you gonna let it
might have.
sit? Where are you gonna? Yeah, that's now I'm just noticing. Levi, you ended your turn next to the flaming sphere.
Next
you
to
might.
it, right? But not like on
No,
it.
within 5 feet. So in like the surrounding area.
Oh, well then in that case I would have just ended my turn here.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
But that does also mean, Rosemary, you should think of where you're going to leave this flaming sphere.
Yeah, I was gonna ram it into this guy and then move it back so I don't get Bitte. Or I
Okay.
could even move it like here.
Okay.
So I can get this wolf, but not Bitte.
Yeah, sounds good. Shift it over there. All these big different pieces. Okay, so it just needs to make a dexterity saving for DC 14.
Yeah, because I boop and then I move it back there.
Then it will fail that dex check.
Nice. So that's 2d6.
Mm-hmm. Roll that. Okay, 7 damage.
7?
Just like before. And you rent that into the blue one, correct? The one that had not been hit by anything yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll how's he looking?
Very similar to the green one. He took a lot of damage there, but he is still in this. However, he's weak. He has charred fur. He's starting to whimper a little bit. They've already lost 2 of their friends. They're on the verge of this fight of what's tipping one way or the other.
Yeah. I'll move it back here to get the green guy.
Okay. All right. We'll continue down now with just Del Nadre, and then we'll hit Bitte if he still has not returned before we hit the wolves.
All right. I'm gonna hide.
Yeah.
And then pew pew at the blue wolf. Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
Sad.
It does not notice that you when you disappear, but unfortunately, your attacks do not hit the wolf.
That's fair.
The pew pew-ness. All right, so with Bitte, he is just going to swing with a javelin at close range, just trying to stab the one that he has not hit either of these. So he's going to try to stab the green one that's closer to his friends. Here we go. But a 12 does not hit the wolf. So, at this point, let's see if these wolves are going to stay.
Now, did you say that would he get any sort of like flanking advantage?
He would
and
have.
I'm asking to make sure. Like, did you? I could have sworn you said something about the wolves getting flanking advantage earlier when they ran up on Bitte.
The wolves don't need flanking because they have their pack tactics.
Oh, right, they have.
Yeah, pack tactics.
But you were giving him advantage. But when you moved, he lost that.
Right.
So that's why he missed the green wolf there.
True.
So he misses the green wolf. The wolves, though, they even though they've lost their 2 friends, they're only aware of losing one. And though they are angry, they are still starving and need to eat somehow. So they are going to continue with pressing their attack. We're going to have 2 more bite attacks of a 2d20 plus 4. So we got a 1. And we got a 15. Both of these were on Bitte. And Bitte has prone. He would have stood up, so never mind. He is not prone anymore. If he didn't move, he would have stood up. So, he has his AC of 17, so nothing hits. So we're back down to Levi. It is your turn. The wolves are gonna have to shift away to get away from this. This one's he'll take an attack of opportunity no matter what he does. Isn't that right? No, he doesn't. He shifts closer into he's getting away from this flaming sphere, but he's still doesn't have to take any extra attacks, although he gives you guys advantage now with his movement. So, Levi, it is your turn. There's a wolf here in front of you, and there's a wolf in front of Bete. Both are within range of attacking you. Are you attacking them?
Yes. Would I have advantage on this wolf right here? He's now surrounded himself by 3 of us.
Not in your current position, no.
Okay.
You do not. If you shifted one below or you shifted one up, you would get advantage on that green wolf.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, let me do that. And then, no, that feels like too many things to do at the same time, but never mind. I was gonna see if you'd let me, like, stick my greatsword into the ground and draw my 2 hand axes so that I could hit both wolves, but
Yeah,
that feels like a lot to do on one turn.
I would allow it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have no...
Okay, so in that case, yeah, he kind of, as the wolf jumps into that space, and he takes a step to the side to avoid any sort of weird claws flying through the air, he stabs his sword into the snow and just leaves it, like, sticking out, and draws his 2 hand axes. So, with advantage, he's going to strike at the green wolf.
Okay.
Should be... I didn't click the advantage button, but... 21.
21, that hits.
So that is going to be 6 slashing damage.
That will kill it.
And then, let's see. Now that one is dead, I can use the rest of my movement to slide around, and just kind of, like, to make sure that the wolf is... He's got his attention on Bite, but now I'm kind of circled behind him.
Right.
And then, with advantage, I'm going to use my other hand axe attack. And that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And this one is just going to be the damage without the modifier.
All right. So 22
so
hits.
It's just going to be 1d6, which is 4 damage.
Just enough to kill him. All right. Those 4 wolves have been vanquished. You hear no other wolves on the horizon, and you find that you are once again safe, lost in the wilderness. Or not lost, but wandering throughout the wilderness.
You're safe not knowing where the hell you are.
So, I realized that I probably could have and would have changed my spells up. And I do have a 2nd level spell called Locate Animals or Plants.
I would
Love
say
that.
now, granted though, read the description before you want to have yourself have that, because if it's just you can locate mooses, you'd be in no better spot than you are finding moose tracks.
I mean, there's only so many moose in the forest, so if we just check them off one by one. Describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant. Concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance of the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles.
Okay.
White moose.
Yeah. Yeah, so like white moose.
Roll, link it here on chat.
Because
it's just a regular moose that happens to be albino. But if you can describe the animal...
Bloodthirsty moose.
Yeah. Because otherwise it does sound like you just have a moose.
I mean, albino
moose. Yeah, you just have like a moose compass, which is just going to find... I mean, it does help you from having to... I would say the best... If you aren't able to avoid... You could probably knock off the hour you do to find the tracks. Basically just saying, like, you cut down the time it takes you to describe a name of a specific kind of beast or plant.
No, it is a kind, but like we can... I would assume... I don't know.
It's an interesting... I don't...
Point of order, I'm going to take the time to retrieve my arrows.
Okay. All right.
Levi takes several moments meticulously cleaning all of his weapons
So
from nasty wolf blood.
It does say that you can You can specify dire wolf, elf, red dragon, but not beast humanoid dragon. So if you can specify, red dragon and white dragon are completely different creatures.
Yeah, those are like two different species of dragon.
Unfortunately, I would say that this does not. That locate animals or plants would not be able to assist you in finding specifically the white moose. However, it will, if you do choose to cast it.
It'll take us to the near. It will like have a moose radar, essentially.
Yes. So no, the issue is that it's just going to help you find one moose because it only finds the closest moose. And it does not.
Is it closest
so
moose?
yeah, it just says the closest creature of that
Oh
kind.
yeah, closest creature or plant of that. Okay, yeah. So it's just
then a
randomly the
second
closest.
would just bring us to the same moose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's still right there.
So, like, hey, did you find him yet?
So I don't know if you want to use that.
The voice of nature is like, okay, I felt like we've covered this, but all right, the moose is in that clearing still.
Like, you want to say hi again?
Yeah. I just don't feel like that would assist you in this situation.
Okay, no worries. Good to know. Glad that I didn't realize that after the session.
Yes.
Sylvanas appearing to Rosemary. What is your request, my child? Moose!
Moose!
Yes, follow me. Leads her to Moose. Fades away, immediately gets a ping again. Alright. What is your second request?
Moose! It's like...
Take a wild fucking guess, buddy.
I love to think that, like, she cast that while standing directly next to the same
Her hand
moose.
is still on the first moose.
It's like, like, would you like me to point you at it again? Because it's right here.
You guys, I feel like you guys would have to end up killing the moose just to, like, continue this. It's like, shit. Gotta kill, like, 8 mooses today just to find this one albino moose. You completely clear the forest of all the mooses by the end of the day. But anyways, before you guys got attacked by the wolves, you had already made your way, had already found the tracks
on the trail
for the next moose. So I need you guys to roll me a d6.
D6. I got a 3.
Okay, good. And I need you to maybe roll me a 1d4.
Is that someone rolling a d4?
D4, go! Woo.
That was me rolling. It was me dropping my d4.
I got a 4. I feel like that's a bad thing.
I got a 3.
Blake rolled his first, so we'll take his because the higher the number, it is worse. So you guys spend an extra 3 more hours going through, plus the one that you took to find the tracks in the first place. And then your d6 did not yield any results. And so, unfortunately, we didn't even do. Oh, we already did it. Yes.
We're going on a moose hunt. We're gonna catch a big one.
We need another d20, and there is nothing that happens. So it is just 4 more hours. So far, you have spent 7 hours in the woods, which puts us right about at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna take a quick break real quick, and then I will get back to this in like 1 minute.
How dare you have bodily needs or need to leave us?
I don't know a lot of things about things, but does a moose hunt usually take this long? I assumed this was going to be like a 2 hours tops.
Well, I mean, it really depends on how far the moose is and how confusing the tracks are.
It's like we saw him yesterday.
Yeah, how far could he have gotten?
I mean, he has a 12-hour head start.
But he had to sleep.
I mean,
unless it's a nocturnal moose.
Maybe he doesn't sleep, man. Maybe he's a 24/7 moose.
Oh gosh.
Driven wild by rage and rabies or something.
then we really didn't stand a chance.
Christ.
He's the Cujo of mooses.
The party breaking into this moose's house while he's in the middle of a cocaine-fueled rage binge.
He's on a bender.
All right, I am back. Who's on a bender?
The moose.
The moose.
The moose.
Okay. So, it's 4 p.m. Still kind of light outside. Visibility has not changed much since your fight with the wolves. Seems to be holding steady at about 30 feet for your visibility here.
I say we have one more shot at this before we find a way to make camp for the night.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a pretty good plan. So, let's roll our survival checks again. Bitte, have you returned?
Please return. I'm rolling shitty.
We have an 8. I can roll for Bitte at least. 6. Ooh.
Woo.
Are you rolling for me?
I am. You got a 16.
Are we rolling an advantage?
But
No.
No, I accidentally hit the advantage button.
Give me 1 second. I'll tell you why I've been so quiet.
But I've dogged you.
Dale, you are the deciding role here for survival.
So, I'm gonna burn a charge of my conjure animal charm.
You gonna conjure a moose?
No.
He's gonna conjure a white moose.
I'm gonna conjure, a weasel.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use that weasel to assist me in tracking.
Is it a weasel or an army of weasels?
I feel like I can only... I don't know. I summoned a whole bunch of fish that one time. Can I get, an entire squad?
So conjure
Weasel
animals.
squad.
What is a weasel's CR rating?
I know.
Probably an 8.
What is the CR of a common weasel?
So it's a CR of 0. So that means you can have 8.
Endless weasel.
8. Yeah, you can have 8 weasels.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna summon
Infinite
I'm gonna summon a
weasels.
horde of 8 weasels and release them. Go, my children. Bring me back any information of the moose.
So,
Oh my
I
god.
feel bad. So all right.
This
So
man
roll.
definitely gets advantage on this check.
Yeah, roll advantage on your survival check as they search around for this
let's-
weasel or for this moose.
Yeah, they don't really have... Okay.
Oh, weasel gang, what do your tiny eyes see?
Did it roll? Nope. There it goes. Hey! A 10!
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so I did roll twice. I was like, I clicked the button, but it didn't go. The 10 is still, the cannon roll.
Yeah. I will say that you guys got on to the track of the moose regardless because of your
right,
weasels. However, it still takes an hour to find the tracks, and at that
Yeah, the weasels do have advantage on those are perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Right, so they were able to find the smell, but they pretty much disappear by the time you actually. Oh God.
There's 8 weasels for you.
Jesus. All of a sudden, just all these whispered rolls of here it comes. Just, yeah, you're able to find the moose's tracks. So roll me a d6.
One of my boys succeeded.
Yeah. 1, but they did disappear, so you will not have them to assist you going forward because they
That's
only
fair.
last an hour. Hey,
Nick, that's good.
We find the moose.
It is good because these tracks just seem different.
Weasel Team 6.
They seem more aggressive. There's little droplets of blood that follow some of these tracks as you continue to move along. You believe you have found the right tracks. So, I need
We're
you
on
guys.
the right track.
So you spent another hour. It is now 5 p.m. I need you to roll me a d4 to see how long it takes for you to follow these tracks back towards the moose's lair.
Someone else
Blake,
do it. I'm
roll.
rolling bad.
Blake, roll that d4. You found the moose.
All right.
2. So plus
Okay.
2 more hours means that you are rolling up to the moose's hideout at 7 p.m.
Right at dusk.
Right at dusk, yeah.
That's perfect. It's right after dinner time. The moose is getting kind of sleepy. He's just sitting down with his shows. Gonna have a nice night in, put on another episode of whatever he's binging on Netflix. Little does he know, his camera pans to the window and zooms in on like 8 weasels just sitting on a hill.
He's watching Duck Dynasty. For no reason.
All right, so.
This man is going ham on his typing.
Yeah, so. All right, so you are able to finally find the tracks of the white moose. They've led you right to his lair. And as you kind of start approaching, you've noticed that the storm has gotten more and more intense. And there's just this aching feeling to turn left, to turn right, to turn away, to go and just to shift away. All along, as you guys are walking closer and closer, you just feel uneasy of moving forward. And Del Nadre, you start to hear some whispers on the wind. It's hard to figure out exactly what's happening, what you hear, but the voice is so eerily familiar to you. Something you've heard so many times before.
Are you guys hearing that?
Hearing what?
The voices. Is there someone else out here?
Stops and tries to listen.
Levi also tries to listen, and then he kind of just slaps Del on the shoulder, and he goes, "Ha ha ha! Very funny, Del.
Slaps Del across the face.
A good joke
Slaps
to
him
lighten the
across the
mood."
face.
Pete pulls the flaps of his hood back from his ears.
Bitte, you said you were going to tell us why you were being so quiet.
Yeah.
Story time.
Yeah, story time.
So I don't know what's happened for the last ever since the last time I talked, because since my last turn, basically, I heard Levi attack, and that's about it. Because this lady, this lady who lives in my apartment complex, she sits out on her porch a lot, just in a bikini, a sun hat with big glasses, just on her phone for hours, looking at a parking lot. She doesn't have a view, but that's just what she does with her free time. I was walking my dog Alfie, and he hasn't been pooping all day. He hasn't pooped. This morning he hasn't pooped. This is my 5th time walking him since the afternoon started, trying to get him to poop. And I'm walking him for a long way, longer than usual. Finally, he starts pooping, and it's square in front of this lady sitting on her porch, who I'm oh God, she's just trying to have a nice day, and she's got my little idiot hunched over and making little sounds, trying to squeeze out a constipated poop. And so naturally I do the awkward human thing, and I say, "Sorry, I've walked him so much, he finally decides to poop, and it's in front of the one porch where people are sitting." And she goes, "Oh, I don't mind. I'm sitting for my sister's dog later. They're wiener dogs." And she proceeds to launch into, I don't know how long it's been since I went in that combat. This conversation could have been 5 minutes, could have been 2 years. I have no clue. It was a rambling mess about her work. She's been working at Baylor Scott and White for the last 20 years in records or something, but someone told her to go fuck herself. and that's it, and she's done with it. I don't have to put up with that shit after 20 years at Baylor Scott and White, which is true. I'm trying to be supportive of that, but then it launches into, and my grandfather just died, along with my mom and my sister, so I've just come into a lot of money. So I lost my mom, my grandpa, my sister, all my shit. I lost all my shit, but now I've got all this money, and I'm just going to retire. I'm at the pinnacle of what I do. And is she crazy or drunk? I don't know. Probably both.
Probably just lonely.
And like, I couldn't walk away because the savior complex in me won't let me not let her speak her truth and be supportive and affirmative, because clearly she's going through stuff. But fuck, I was just out there pouring sweat while a stranger yammered on at me that whole time.
Goodness.
Wild shit.
Okay, so
A lot.
So yeah, okay. So you guys have found you're starting to push forward now. You feel like you might be going in the right direction because the storm is getting unnaturally intense. This seems like it's in a natural progression in intensity as you keep moving forward. Does the party continue to push forward, or do they try to take a step back and think what's happening here is they're going deeper and deeper into the storm?
Stay on target.
Stay on target, stay together, make sure we don't lose sight of each other.
All right.
We are mentally resilient. Levi is in the back.
Okay.
Also, Beta took some claws and or teeth and or furs from the wolves.
He's just dragging 4 wolf bodies along. It's like, I'm gonna get the rest of his stuff later. So yeah, you continue to move forward, and you get to this point where you can almost feel like the wind, the storm is pushing against you. Like you hit like a physical blanket of snow. That you're it just feels like this gel, this weird bubble. But you finally push through it, and almost immediately the storm begins to die down more and more until it barely becomes... It's just barely snowing as you approach this area. So, if you would be so kind to... Let me place characters here and place you guys in the northwest. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Is it daylight? Oh, I don't want daylight. There we go. And then let's see. We'll if you guys could put your tokens where Bitte is.
None
know
of us
where
can see
Bitte
that.
is.
It's all black.
I can see myself now.
Hey,
There we go.
this is a house.
Is it a house?
Wait,
See
don't-
stairs.
Stop moving. Stop moving, guys.
I have like 5 inches of vision.
Let's wait. No, I don't want to wait.
The moose is actually just a man who can shift into a moose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where
I've been
moose?
kind of thinking it's like, this is probably some sort of wizard.
Where moose?
Wizard. Spellcasters that turn into animals don't exactly sound like wizards.
This is probably some sort of druid then. You
Yeah,
wanna
that's
be
right.
Fucking technical about it.
He's
Why
a
are you
wizard
all
and his
underneath a
only-
layer of ice?
His
Yeah,
only
that's
and
weird.
favorite spell is a polymorph.
Yeah, like fucking wizard's polymorph.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I know what I'm talking about.
All right. So yes. Okay. So it's still daylight a little bit. So for those of you that, for everyone, I think you should have vision. You have the vision that you have right now. So
His grumpy face.
the tracks lead to a large and circular indentation in a snowy hillside. Rising from the middle of this circle is a triangular gnomon of beautifully carved crystal that stands 20 feet tall. So even though you can't quite see this on the map, your characters have been able to kind of pick this out as the snow kind of clears. I don't know. Either way, a 10-foot
This is
high...
the 20-foot tall thing?
No, you've not. It's not near you.
Okay.
A 10-foot high berm hugging the circle's eastern edge has evergreens growing around and atop it, sheltering what looks like a sarcophagus buried underneath snow and enclosed by a half circle of pale blue crystal pillars. North of the berm is a delicately carved gazebo made of marble, and south of the berm is a row of outward-facing white marble statues atop granite pillars. So, although the map, you only have the light that I gave you just, right now, as you were coming kind of over the hillside, and at this point, you're on a nearby hill looking at this whole, what's happening below you. And so I will put the daytime thing here, which should help just the map of the stream. Sorry, everybody. So that's the kind of thing that you're seeing basically on this hill from where you were viewing the scene below you. Now, you guys do not see any sort of the tracks just kind of lead down into the area. You can follow them as you want to get close, or would you guys like to wait around and see if you can spot the moose coming and going, or do you want to just kind of jump right in there and investigate?
Am I hearing any voices still, or
I think just
that just come and go?
The voices, it kind of was on the wind, and it was as you got closer and closer to the bubble Del Nadre, they kind of got more and more intense, and they became very recognizable. If you want to roll insight, see if you can kind of make that final connection, unless you've already made it.
Now, Corey, before I do something, have you revealed the map to us on purpose?
The map is more so just to give you a description of what I just read. When it comes to what your characters are going to see, it's going to be more like this. So,
okay, that makes sense.
Kind of think of it like you saw everything as you were like looking at the whole location, but as you get closer, depending on how long you want to wait, visibility is going down, and you're no longer like on a high point, I guess.
I think Levi wants to investigate. He's going to not take any chances and draw his greatsword, but I think Levi wants to move up to the base of the stairs.
Okay. All right. And so, Del, going back to you real quick, you've connected, you've heard this voice in your dreams and nightmares before. Not just like a similar voice. You've heard the voice. It is the voice.
Clank, clank, clank.
And the last thing that you were able to understand was just the simple words of "find me."
Am I getting any kind of like a direction, or is it just kind of sourceless?
You feel it has something to do with the giant set of ruins that are in front of you.
Okay. I'm heading directly towards the big rock.
So yeah, you suspect you might find some answers somewhere within this area. But I will do better. I will make sure I bring that up as you encounter more voices on the wind. But things are kind of very eerily silent inside here. So right there in front of you, you guys are able to see, or at least some of you are able to see, a slight little a stone brazier. Although the map shows that it is lit, at this time it is unlit. So it is just
You're talking about this one?
Yes, that one right there.
Okay.
So yeah, Levi, if you'd like, you can move forward to proceed and move to the base of the stairs.
Yeah, I think that's the initial plan. I think Levi's going to try to lead the way up the stairs there.
Beta thinks he's being stealthy and will kind of flank around this side a little distant, keeping an eye on them from the outside.
Perfect.
All right.
Rosemary, are you hanging out at a distance, or are you following in?
I'm following. I'm
Sweet.
coming with.
All right.
I'm just basically right behind Levi and hyper focused on just the ruins, the sarcophagus or whatever.
All right. So there are some statues that you guys are able to look at from above. The three group, as well as Bitte, you are coming upon them. So I'll read their description now. So, although you don't see all 6, there are a number of white marble statues arranged in a line that depict several slender and robed figures facing northward. The engraving on their faces have been worn away by the wind, and their features kind of make you think elf, but it is not. But it's more elf-like.
Has Beta seen any ruins like this before?
Roll me the check that you want to roll to determine that. So you can kind of roll insight just to see if you want to go back in your memory. You can roll history to see more if it's just like a historical thing. I don't really consider rolling history as like I'm gonna look my memory. At least it doesn't always fit that way. So, yeah.
I'll go with insight because it's the thing I have a bonus for.
Mm-hmm. Insight makes sense if you're trying to make a connection in your mind of what you're doing, because it's based on
your wisdom. So he's trying to compare the feeling of the design with
So you
have
you've not seen ruins of this design and these and statues before. However, you do notice there's an odd resemblance between these statues and Del Nadre. Like a similarity in the features displayed by both them and your beautiful buddy.
So Del is half off? What is Del?
Del's human.
Del is human. Okay.
And so it could be just something, could be just your, what you're thinking of. You just never know.
Interesting.
All right. So, as you guys continue to move forward and the party walks up the stairs, you come across the sarcophagus and the crystal pillars that we had described earlier, which is basically just the sarcophagus that's partially buried under snow with some pillars directly in front of it. So, atop the eastern berm, a granite sarcophagus rests in a half circle defined by 5 crystal pillars. Clearing the snow off the lid will reveal an engraving of a brazier. You also notice the carving near the top of each pillar. From north to south, these images depict a twig, pine cone, flame, feather, and a humanoid hand.
Twig, pine cone, feather, and a hand.
And a flame.
Beta will take this opportunity to try and detect planar portal.
Planar portal. So it specifically is trying to detect a planar portal, correct? It is not just trying to detect planar activity.
The presence of a planar portal, detecting distance, direction, and closest within 1 mile.
Just double check here. No. You do not detect any planar portals specifically.
Okay. Figured it's worth a shot. I mean, if it's like the most theoretically situational ability, I might as well go ahead and use it.
Right. Night. Anytime like there's anything magical, is it a planar portal though? I don't. Yeah.
Might as well check.
Right, but no, it's not a planar portal.
Hey, who knows when the day's gonna come that a wizard has opened up a demi-plane to, all his favorite shit. Like, you never know.
So
nice.
One day I'll crit that luck check.
So what was the order on the pillars?
So
North to south?
from north to south, we have a twig, a pine cone, a flame, a feather, and a humanoid hand. And on the lid of the sarcophagus was a brazier.
Oh, there's an actual brazier, not a carving of one.
It's a depiction of a brazier.
Okay.
And do we?
You do mean brazier?
Here?
Brazier, sure, yes. Brazier is the is chest, isn't it?
That's a bra.
Bra, yeah, no, brazier. So yeah, and you were asking, Rosemary, Can
we see this brazier over here?
Yes, you can. And then let's see, Bitte. So on the south side of the hill, of the hill's circular indentation, there is a stone door right in front of you, without any visible handles or hinges that you just passed by. Right over here. Sorry, I wasn't right down here.
Bitte's on speed move mode, okay?
With that excellent stealth check.
Beta isn't studying a thing. He just sees that y'all are studying a thing, and so he's fucking exploring a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
checking stuff out.
Levi is going to take this time to look at Dell and Rosemary. He just says, "Now, I'm not from here. None of this strikes me as familiar. Does this place or do these markings mean anything to either of you?"
I mean, I'm technically not from here either.
Well, I mean Icewind Dale as a whole.
Yeah.
From the north. Although I guess my ancestors were most likely from here, but I personally, did neither of you have any connection or any sort of knowledge of these runes or these symbols at all?
Do we,
no.
Mr. DM?
No. This is one even if it was elvish or whatever, the creatures that have created these runes, they weren't well known or common in Icewind Dale. This could just be more of an isolated incident. So there's not anything that you guys would be able to pull from your history, being like, oh, you know what? My family did tell me this one time about these elf-like people who settled here in the north. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that's what I was going for, to see if anybody knew anything about it, but if not, then...
Right.
I guess technically I was born here, but no, I mean I grew up south. I don't really
south side
know what any of this is.
Yeah, I grew up in Druid land, so I was way north of here.
Fair enough. Now, Blake and / Corey, over the table, it seems like Dell has some sort of connection with this place. Character-wise, is Dell being weird? Is he, like, showing any signs of, like, being...
Dell is quiet and interested, but not, like... confused more than anything. I don't really have any idea what's going on here either, but he's much more focused and interested on this. And
because I was gonna say, I think the only thing that would probably cue Levi into maybe like something's up with Dell is the fact that Dell followed him so quickly up the stairs instead of sitting back and waiting to make sure it was clear.
Yeah.
Like Dell was eager to get up here, and then is much not his like just jokey self, just kind of answering all the questions with like a no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible that Levi's noticed the change in Del Nadre's description, or not description, just his personality. given how much you guys had interacted with each other before, and just how close you guys have been in recent weeks as well, here in the in the session. Before we guys continue on there, I will also give the description of the area that Bitte is kind of moving into, which is just what's north of you, Carson, and that is rising from the center of this circular depression is a tall, triangular crystal gnomon, Gnomon, a device that one typically finds in the middle of a sundial. It is thick near the base and narrows to a sharp point at top. The snow around the gnomon has melted away, revealing a circle of symbols carved into the stone around it. The symbols depict phases of the moon, suggesting that the circular depressions is not a sundial, but rather a moondial. Someone has punched a rough hole in the wall on the northwestern edge of the depression, creating a dark opening that leads under the hill.
Okay, so first off, the door does not push in.
The door does not push in, no.
Okay. Does the steam look big enough to slip the end of a crowbar into?
The steam or the seam?
Steam.
It is no.
He's not going to. He just wants to note it for later.
It is snug and airtight. As far as you can tell, it has to be open from the inside.
Interesting. Okay.
Or
it's actually funny because the sundial thing is sort of functioning with Beta at the moment.
As you
with the lighting scheme.
As you move around it, yeah.
Yeah, so Beta comes up, kind of visually confirms this berm is 10 feet tall?
Yes.
Okay, so no problem for him. He'll have like a little hand mirror that he'll just kind of like hold up like a foot above his head to double check their location every once in a while.
Yep.
And he'll kind of skirt around this way, eventually seeing this hole that you described, punched into the wall.
Yep.
And I think there's a token there. But like if he sees like any movement or anything, he will slowly back away.
Roll me perception.
He's under, he's under, right? He's like
he's
beneath
below
us?
you guys. Yes. All right.
So we cannot see him.
You can
21.
You can see him, but if he goes,
well, it's an open area. He's just at a level below.
Y'all can't see the thing over here that I'm seeing, but you can. But like Rosemary can just barely see Beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she sees him walk this way and then start gingerly backing up.
Yeah, so as you make your way to the other side of the sundial and you notice the hole, you can't quite make out. You hear what is almost unmistakable as hoof prints on some sort of hard surface.
I see hoof prints or I hear hoof beats?
You hear hoof beats. So like hooves scraping against a solid surface.
Yeah, I'm not trying to correct your grammar.
No, yes, yes.
Figure out exactly. What
almost like an echoey kind of clop, and you can tell immediately, just from your experience and your expertise as a hunter, that it's coming closer. So how do you react?
So Beta gets back behind this and waits and looks over his shoulder a little bit, and then comes over here and kind of waves to Rosemary, and he goes, "There is a hole." Sorry, that's a little German. There is a hole. That's still a little German, mother.
You sound fine.
There is a hole on the other side into the wall through which I can hear hoofbeats.
You believe that the moose is back there?
It seems a likely occurrence. And since he has spoken, he's broken that shitty attempted stealth. And he'll go ahead and he'll just
pull himself up on the side of here like a kid at a pool, and he comes back up over here and goes, "Yes, there were hoof beats on the floor through the hole in the wall. What do you have here? Some kind of puzzle?"
So everybody in the
Some
party,
kind of whistle?
so everybody in the party, you guys hear this weird wailing almost on the wind. Delnaja, you are able to make out the words "hide to survive." But for everyone else,
to survive.
hide to survive. Something really simple, hide to survive. Whereas everyone else just kind of gets this weird wailing, like some lady is trying to say something to you, but they're either too far away or you can't quite understand them. Either way, needless to say, you don't come away from that conversation knowing anything more than you did before it.
I'm just gonna hiss out, like, get down, and then punch behind the tree.
Now, not to be that guy, but this is a very Dell move. And I'm not saying that Dell's a coward, but the rest of us are a little bit more strong.
No, take your player agency, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna act the way I'm supposed to.
I'm just saying, this isn't a new thing for Dell, so I think Levi sees him go, "Get down," and then he hides, and Levi's like, "Okay, cool."
Oh, Dell's back to normal now.
Yeah, understandable.
This is the Dell that I know.
All right,
Rosemary like, "Oh no, Dell, it's in the hole in the wall. It's not here right now."
I'm pulling out the short bow. I'm knocking an arrow.
Yeah,
This man is still panicking.
Beta, so all his clothes are generally like the blue-white of snow already. That's a very specific Yeti-like thing that he has done with his outfits.
Right.
So and his shield has this thick layer of ice and frost on it. So he is going to find like a slightly thicker snowbank on this platform, and he's just gonna like set the shield in front of him and then just like bury his head so the horns are hidden, and he is just like blending in with the snow is what he's doing to hide.
Okay. All right.
Rosemary will hit the deck next to the sarcophagus, I guess.
All right. So Rosemary's dropped down.
Levi is just confused by all of this. He's
Carson,
like, why are we
we'll
hiding?
give you advantage. So Rosemary's Carson, I'll give you advantage because you've done such a well job of creating your stealth for you in that situation. So you got a 21 on your stealth check. Rosemary, roll me stealth, and then Levi, yeah, we'll move on to you of what. How are you gonna handle the situation with everyone else just kind of?
I think Levi was gonna get like ready to fight a thing, but now like everybody is hiding, and he's like he doesn't know what to do. So I think he just kind of like semi-crouches behind, like right back here, like just right here. And so he's only like half crouched, and he's probably like sticking out all over, like from behind the sarcophagus. And he just looks at everybody. He's like, "Why are we hiding?"
I don't know.
Okay, so Rosemary rolled me a stealth, and Levi rolled me a stealth. And then we will get this show on the road.
No road. We will keep this a domestic show.
So yeah, so you guys like
this show is hauling ass down the road.
Feels about right for the person who doesn't want to hide and the person who's just laying flat on the ground.
So you hear the move's footprints echoing across the moon dial's solid surface as this creature, no larger than any moose before, but its skin or its fur stained red with blood on both its mouth, its body, its hooves, its antlers. This is a killing machine.
I'm sliding my token slightly far forward just so I can see through the tree.
So yeah, so it's good. It's just kind of like stepping forward, and it's gonna launch itself up here as it kind of just takes
Okay,
in
back behind the tree.
what it is, what is looking. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Okay,
Dale.
wait, hold up. You're telling me this moose can jump 10 feet straight in the air with no hands?
I think moose are tall enough that it could go on its back legs and maybe get up.
Yeah.
Moose
I
are
guess that makes
giant.
sense.
But
Moose
not
are
like-
Corey said that it launched itself up, so I was like, this dude got rocket feet.
Not only that, I mean,
Okay.
it has a strength.
Is-
It has a
Is
significant
the stone
strength.
floor icy?
Standing high jump. Sproing.
15-foot vertical leap.
There's a little Mario double jump moment.
My goodness.
This moose watched Bounding, the Pixar short, and really took it to heart.
Hey, look at this. This real moose can jump 7 feet tall. Okay, this is D&D meese. Moose.
Yeah, this is
D&D
some
meese?
kind of.
D&D meese.
It's a moose.
This moose is
It's
all
a moose.
hopped up on tiger blood.
All I'm just trying to say is that it could make its way up a 10-foot berm, given a successful roll, and I will roll for you guys. Gosh, you just want to see this thing flail around, huh?
I just want to know
succeeds.
if it slips on the ice for jumping
Natural
up onto
one,
the
moose
stone thing.
acrobatics.
It does not, because it has an ability that helps it in that situation.
So
But that's all I will tell you.
at this point, would Levi, not that he's the smartest, like, tool in the shed, but, would Levi just assume that this thing has seen him at this point?
So it jumped up, and it's looking to the north. It hasn't, like, it's not like it has, like, an amazing peripheral vision, and you guys, despite your failure to hide, I would assume are still trying to make as little noise as possible. So,
I haven't seen an actual compass rose on this map. Is north like the way you would expect it to be? Because
Yes.
D&D maps aren't usually good about that.
in this map, north is directly north.
Okay.
But you are correct. There are many maps, especially in Icewind Dale, where it is the north is like slightly off to the right.
I'm checking the corners of this map.
It's not in the corners. It's in an area. Yeah, I wonder if I can just
Oh god.
reveal this.
Sorry,
area
there's
to you.
rooms and it got real wiggy.
So
Oh,
yeah.
there it is. Okay.
Can y'all see it?
It's blocked by a tree for me.
Oh, the moose? Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, the moose is blocked by a tree. So anyways,
I can see part of an antler.
so the moose is he's looking up to the north, but he's starting to turn his head to the right. And you all see this, you see this, there is very little time between when this moose is going to look at you and when you will be looking at it.
So the good news is that based on where I'm at, I can't see the moose at all because of trees and shit in the way. So I assume that the moose probably can't see me at all.
I'm so hidden. thankfully.
It doesn't work exactly like that. But you being behind the sarcophagus, it is a lot easier for you to I don't know. All I'm saying is it is turning towards you guys. So what are you going to do? Are you going to hold steady, thinking that your stealth is significant enough?
Yes.
Beta is going to hold an action to chuck a javelin at it if it presents aggression.
Okay.
You know what?
And
Just
Dale
to go
had
with
his-
this,
Go on.
I have to match my stealth roll here. Levi unsheaths his sword, and it just makes that grating metal sound. That's like as he like pulls it out of his scabbard.
Just continues to ring like 30 seconds after it's been
Yeah,
pulled
it
from
like
the scabbard.
echoes with everything in the vicinity, and he just kind of looks at I assume everybody just kind of looks at him, and he just shrugs.
And that is when you hear. I don't know what a
During
moose
that
sounds like.
time, I'm gonna
I-
swap the short bow for
Angry moose
rapier.
noises.
I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead, Corey.
I'm fairly certain It's just
Oh,
gonna be
there's
like a.
And what is it trying to convey?
This belting.
Oh god, there's Yetis.
That's its angry moose noise. It's just this. Like a cow, almost. I assume. I've never heard of a moose. I'm from fucking Texas. Like.
It probably
I've never. No, I've
it probably
heard
has
of
like a
moose.
relatively similar bugle to an elk's.
Yeah, just a little bit deeper.
Okay, well, I
Yeah,
never
it's
heard
probably
of
the, like-
elk either.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm
That's
playing.
pretty alright.
So it does that. Big frit. Does a big frit.
Like, what are these words? A big frit?
Big fright.
Gotcha.
Frighten.
Okay.
It did a frighten.
So yeah, it's gonna like bleat, and then
No.
before you know it, it's gonna run away.
Oh.
Ran away.
What was it communicating?
It was like, from what you could tell, this was a call for blood.
While it was doing that noise, and like as I notice it's starting to jump, I want to cast Reduce on it.
Oh, okay, that's a all right.
Choice.
So does it need to make a save at all?
Makes a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I don't know how good a moose is at Constitution.
Imagine it shrinks down to like 2 feet tall.
I can only shrink down one size, so it would probably go from like a large to a medium. But
Multiple people could cast it. That's the dream.
to reduce it till it just disappears.
yeah.
What if the ultimate big brain D&D way to kill someone is to have just as many people as possible cast enlarge on them until they get so big that the mechanical bonds that hold their body together can't take their mass, and all of their organs rip each other apart trying to reach the ground.
Good
Or they do the lobster thing where they keep trying to grow, but their body can't grow with them, and they eventually suffocate to death.
Okay.
Delicious.
So it does not pass, and it is reduced.
It is reduced. Okay. Do you need a description of that pasted to you?
No, I'm looking at it.
It is halved in size.
Okay.
I'm so completely caught off guard, not only by the moose just battle calling and then immediately leaving, but also becoming smaller as it goes, that I'm just gonna completely break stealth to walk over and watch.
So it
Does it
runs-
like stop, but it realizes
Now-
that it's half as tall as it was?
No,
Would you-
it almost runs away. But the thing you notice is, as you guys get up and you like walk over to watch it, it almost looks like it's running into an approaching wall of snow. Something looks. It's very.
When it did the bleat, would you say it felt more like it was summoning something else? It was like, haha, suckers, bye.
I mean, no, I don't think you would make that assumption. You've only ever heard reports of it being one moose, and
Okay.
it is an albino moose with blood on it.
All right.
I would.
make.
Yeah.
Levi is a
Beta
warrior.
also probably would have gotten that impression if that was its intention.
Right.
Levi is a warrior at heart, and he's not super smart. So I'm gonna roll a 50-50 die here, I'm gonna roll a d2. If I roll a 1, I'm gonna say he stays put. If I roll a 2, I'm gonna say he just dashes after it.
I mean, honestly, Rosemary's of the opinion that, like, if we let it get away, it'll take us a while to catch it again. We might as well fight it while we're here.
Yeah, so I think Levi is smart enough to not just chase after it, but he does move forward to watch it go, and then he looks at everyone else to see what they want to do.
Rosemary's down to chase it if y'all are.
We will not be able to catch it on foot.
if we can
Is
stop
this
it.
usually part of a moose hunt?
How many moose hunts have you been on?
None! That's why I'm asking!
Levi looks at Dale and he says, "Have you ever heard of a hunt where the prey just sits there and waits to be killed?"
Fishing?
Fishing. That's a-
Well,
Buffalo
What's the
do
drop
not
here,
kind.
Corey?
What's the what?
The drop from where I am here
10 feet.
to down. Oh, cool. I'm just gonna pop down then.
Yeah, no problem at all. Just
Yeah,
pop
he's
right
gonna
down.
jump down, and he's just going to. Yeah, at this point, now that he knows that everybody's considering chasing it, now he's just gonna go. So he's gonna dash. Is it 10-foot squares or 5-foot squares?
5-foot squares.
All right. So do we want to count that drop as 10 feet of movement, or?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
And your movement speed is?
it'll be 30.
30?
3, 4,
Okay.
5,
So-
6.
Dashing after it, it's still running away, and you.
So I can make it to the edge of the screen, basically.
Yeah. So because we ran out of space for some kind of chase, we'll have to go to our other map. But you're still about 20 feet away. Whenever it ends its turn, from when you end your turn.
From it?
Yeah. Actually, you can make it to the end of the screen here. No, it's 40 feet away from where you are.
I can make it a little further than the end of the screen, because if it's 5-foot squares, I can go 12 squares.
Well, for 30 feet, your 60 would put you right where you are.
Oh, I guess that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, because we started at the thing.
So
yeah, that's fair.
it still has its regular movement is to the edge of the screen from where it was before. So it's still 40 feet in front of you into the snow, to the point where, which is to say that it's outside of your field of vision, as we are about to return to the snow. The snow has kind of begun to encroach back upon you guys.
Beta will move and dash to try and or actually I don't think he really has to. He is actually he has to see it, doesn't he? So he will, if he uses his movement and his action to dash, can he get within visible range of the moose? / he could have maybe tried to do this before the moose got that far away.
Given where you were moving from before, if you had dashed, your attack would have you basically would have had to at least unleash your attack when it was there on top, because once it jumped down.
I'm not trying to attack it. I want to cast Hunter's Mark.
No, given the decrease in visibility you guys are suffering from now, from the a storm rolling in, which just take a moment of the timing of it all, you would not be able to see the moose.
God damn it!
It has disappeared into the white.
Oof.
And Bitte, it makes you think almost like the actions of a Yeti.
All right.
Can
What are you thinking? Do it. Do it.
You said Yeti, and now Beta is horny.
Beta, can I roll like an insight check or something?
Sure. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Where's everybody's token at? Mine's in the top of the screen. Should it not be there?
I just haven't moved yet.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else has moved towards you, so yeah, they all left you.
Okay, and so just
Waiting
whatever
turn.
I'm thinking of. Beta was like, the demeanor of this moose does not feel like a mouse at all. It feels like a Yeti.
What? And then I take
It
off running.
feels
Dale, you're a fool. You're not faster than a moose and you're sprinting into a snowstorm.
Fucking try me, bitch.
I put a hand on Bitte's shoulder and I say, sometimes a man just needs to run after a moose. But also we should definitely go with him.
He will die.
If we don't help him, yeah.
Alright, let me adjust your
Fuck
visibility
it.
again.
And yeah, I guess if everyone else is gonna do it, he's not gonna abandon them. But
All
fuck,
your
he does
friends
not-
ran into a snowstorm chasing a moose. Would you do it too? It better be yes, because we're your party.
No, but he would run in chasing after his friends.
Yeah.
So with 60 feet of movement, how close can I get to the moose?
So
Right next to me, buddy.
pretty much we're gonna kind of you guys have moved forward, and the moose is gone. You're still, you see the tracks. It ran into the snow. It's in here somewhere. It's led you into this deeply wooded. Actually, probably shouldn't be in this deeply wooded area.
Okay, couple of questions. First off, would you consider this moose a beast or a monstrosity?
It is a beast.
It's a beastrosity.
Damn. Okay.
Okay. So what we got here, it's led you into a slightly clear
Into a trap? Into its favored terrain to murder us?
Pretty much, it's led you into the open. It's opened up its ability to attack, so to speak. And so it is, and you guys kind of are moving around through the storm, and it's almost like it's playing with you, just kind of bleating and making noises in the storm. At times you feel like it's not the moose, but then it almost feels like it's coming like from right behind you.
But it's still half the size.
At this time, yes.
At this moment, yes.
But your minute is very quickly running down.
Oh, that's true. Quick, hit it before the minute goes up.
So what are you guys going to try to do to try to find it before this minute ends up? Because...
Would fairy fire do anything in this terrain?
No.
Yes, but you wouldn't know where to cast it. It would make them like glow and sparkle.
Yeah,
it's like a 20-foot cube, but
anything, it would help you. It would basically like look as if it was like a glowing light in the snow. You know, it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be like, oh shit, there's an outline of this person right there. But they would glow to the point where it'd make it a lot easier for you to find them. So maybe while you only have a visibility out of 30 feet, this person you'd be able to see from 60 feet away because you just would see the glow in the snow. So as long as you could hit it beforehand, that is a legitimate strategy. But your time is very quickly wasting away for this reduce.
All right, everyone split up, run in a different direction.
Beta will call out. He leads by calling you all damned fools, because this is like, he has survived against powerful animals in the wild for a very long time by specifically not doing this bullshit.
This
Fair.
is what we're here for.
We are not here to die falling into the trap of some kind
It's
of
a
eldritch
moose!
twisted beast. And you are an idiot.
That's fair, and I sprint off. I'm going
Stop
this way.
sprinting away from the group.
Levi just says a trap. It's a moose. Is not smart enough to set a trap.
So
And you are not smart enough not to fall for it.
And Levi sprints off.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rosemary is sticking close.
Yeah.
Human bro.
Vita grabs the back of her tunic, is like, if you run, I am putting a javelin in your leg.
Oh no, I'm sticking close to you, is what. It's like, yeah, I'll help them, but they're being idiots.
So glad I have you.
I trust you. You're my friend. You're my buddy. Let's keep them from dying. Maybe. If we can.
Let's move this way and listen together.
Yeah.
And Vita will help Rosemary make any perception check.
Yeah. So, would an animal handling check help me figure out where this goddamn moose is? I can't do find animal because I don't have any more second level spell slots.
Where did I
That's
start
why I
from?
wanted to get a fucking hunter's mark on it so I could know where it was at all times for the next goddamn hour.
That would have been great.
You should have
Right.
prepared your hunter's mark instead of preparing a javelin.
How much of
Well,
my
I
movement
still
have I
think
used?
that if I could physically see it, it would be possible. But we're not going to get into that right now, Corey.
What was that, Del Andre?
How much of my movement have I used from like the starting point? I wasn't keeping track.
We're not in combat yet, so you can consider
Oh.
yourself free moving. Mostly because I want the time to continue to move down. As I'm just
Okay,
waiting
well in
for-
that case,
You don't want to have me, reduce the moose.
I went over here to the tree, and I rolled a perception check. Do I see or hear anything in this
You-
thicket of trees?
You do not see or hear anything in the thicket of trees. However, you could have swore you heard something to the west of you, kind of like behind you.
To the like this west?
Yeah, that west.
Okay.
all right.
In that case, he's going to. Oh shit! I guess he's going to try to wheel around then and come this way.
Yeah. So
And I'm moving in like 30-foot increments, so I'm not sprinting around the whole map.
You down to roll me a perception check as well.
Vita lights a torch and holds it in his shield hand and yells, "Come back, you damned fools!"
Can't hear him.
This man's is deaf.
Sorry, this should have been 20, and the light is 20 as well. There we go. There's your torchlight, Bitte. And so, Del Nadri, you kind of like, as you're listening and trying to pick up on any kind of sounds in the middle of this winter, you're kind of with the storm, turning left and turning right, and all of a sudden you just hear this whisper over your left shoulder saying north, and you get maybe 5 seconds of a heads up as all of a sudden out of the wall, this blanket, comes this normal sized white moose.
Actually, at this point, it's probably a little small for a moose.
No, I would say at least by this point a minute has gone. Maybe if you were counting, you would have noticed that it is exactly after a minute.
If you were
So am I
counting
getting
the imaginary
charged
time
by a
that
moose?
elapsed.
I would love to see the stat sheet of this moose. Like, this moose better understand spells. It better have an intelligence of 16 or higher.
I mean, it says it's awakened, so...
This moose better speak common.
Who the fuck do you think's talking to you?
He does not speak common. However, as this thing is getting closer and closer to you, your head begins to kind of like almost split open. The pains you get from your nightmares is what you're experiencing right now. Just the kind of the nighttime screaming as this moose rushes forward and is going to take a swing at you. Moose. So yes, it does also say it's an awakened moose, which I should not have shown that it is showing that, but the cat's out of the bag already. So it's going to run right up to you, Delnadre. It's going to swing at with the antlers. It's also going to swing with the. Why does that? It's in the. Never whisper rolls. Here we go. Okay. So it's going to rush up.
It takes off his shield.
It's going to rush up to you, Delnadre. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Does an 11 hit?
It does not.
Oh, all right. So it's going to continue moving right past you.
Can I make an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you may.
Oh shit, I can't do that. Okay. Bonk.
That hits. So you're able to kind of slice at it as it rushes by. And it's going to continue
It's a
on.
rapier. I pierce at it.
You pierce at it. My bad. So you stab its buttocks as it rushes by. Now, Rosemary, Bitte, you probably heard the increased clumping of hooves as it rushes towards the direction that Delnadre was coming from. Now, did you see it at all on your screen?
Yeah, it flashed through at the periphery.
Okay. Well, Bitte? What were you ready to do?
Bitte is going to say, this way, and he is going to try and run. Okay, I watched you move it more. To be clear.
What?
You sneaky bastard.
I don't know about that. I'm watching the.
This is that live action combat. There's no initiative. Okay. You just have to keep constantly acting.
Yeah. It doesn't stop just because you guys were there.
Yeah, so as it comes into view, he will cast Hunter's Mark on it and try and fling his javelin at it.
Could I also cast Fairy Fire on it?
You can.
Just, I can't?
No, you can.
Alright, I would like to do that before you throw your javelin, if possible.
Yeah, probably in the time that he's casting Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Would make sense.
Mm-hmm. So you do not know where it is at all times, Carson. You just have advantage on perception checks to find it.
Yeah, that still helps. Okay.
Yeah, no, it most definitely does. I was just, for some reason, I was like, I don't know that Hunter's Mark had outlined it, but it made sense.
No, Fairy Fire outlines it.
Fairy Fire outlines it. Hunter's Mark means we know where it is.
You have advantage on perception checks to know where it is.
Yeah. And actually,
I
misunderstood a mechanical thing, so I did not take my shield off.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. So yeah, you can cast Fairy Fire as well.
Cool.
So it just has to pass a dexterity saving throw, or else you will be able to basically figure out where it is, and then that'll just be that for its ability to avoid you in combat.
Yeah, I need a dex save from it. I don't know how dexterous a moose is.
It's not as intelligent as
surprisingly.
Yeah, man, this dice sucks. That is a
dude,
1.
Don't even trip, dude. It's an awakened moose, so it rolls nat 20s all the time.
No, it rolled.
This moose is woke.
It rolled a 1.
Hell yeah! It's lit up for the next minute.
Oh, sweet. We get advantage against attacks against it, right?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. When you say lit up, how far does the light shine?
Ding.
It's a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
10-foot radius of it.
Has anybody yelled to say where the moose is? Because as of right now, Levi's just kind of drifting around.
It's over here!
In the nether.
Except no, I don't make noise when I fight. I'm a rogue.
8 damage.
Silent death.
8 damage?
Yes.
Damn, Delandre, how do you have so... Oh, because you can see Bitte's light.
I can.
Yes.
And I can also see the moose's light.
8 damage, 51. Yes, that's the... Yes. So Levi's the only person you cannot see it. Levi, I will say that there is some slight glowing if you roll me perception in a direction. Well, you had your 21 perception, and nothing's happened since then. So you will notice there is all of a sudden, some slight glowing to the southwest of you.
Sweet. Levi does a sprint.
When do I get to do something?
Should we roll initiative at this point?
I'm just yeah. I think
I'm
now
about
that
to
I'm,
let
like,
I'm
getting
about to
in
let
there,
Dale
we'll do
have
initiative.
I'm about to let Dale have his turn, and then we are going to roll initiative. Yes, everyone's had.
I
this.
also think we're pretty close to our stop time.
We are, yes. So now that's another question: is whether or not we want to continue this on our next session, or if we want to kind of push through this fight with the moose, which I don't suspect it will be very long, given that you guys.
I can go another 30 minutes, and then I have to hard cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably 15 or 20 for me.
Okay, let's aim for 9:45 then. We'll go quickly now. Delnadra, you take your turn. And
All
then
right,
start
I'm
rolling
going
with
to
advantage.
fire a short bow. And
Alright.
sneak attack.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run over and hide behind this tree.
Okay. So that is a 24 that'll hit with 19 damage. God damn.
Rogues, man, what can I say? We do one thing well.
Alright, so the moose is already hurt. For sure. Roll your damn initiative, moose. Roll your initiative. Roll it.
Mr. Moosey.
Haha. Alright.
It's me, Moose.
Bitte, because you have advantage on your... you have advantage, and you have that +1.
Nah, then that 20 goes first.
Bitte, do you accept these rules?
Shut up. You shut your whore mouth.
Alright, let's just do a d20 roll to see who gets to go first.
Roll off.
Well, no, hold on. Does the moose have a dex modifier?
No.
Yeah, it's technically whoever has the highest dex mod.
Yes,
Or dex score.
true.
It's up to DM discretion.
But I feel like the moose that just rolled another crit gets this turn.
Yeah, that is God's chosen moose right there.
Now, hold on. Is it an awakened moose or an awakened shrub?
It's an awakened shrub. My bad.
It's a shrub.
Let me just say there are a lot of awakened creatures in Icewind Dale. It seems.
Oh God, we're
Apparently.
surrounded.
Let's moose it up.
All right, let's moose it up. So the
Goose
moose,
the moose.
the moose now, he's drawing you guys out, but you kind of lit him up. He almost like just slowly turns towards you, and you can just tell Bitte with your ability to read his body movements that he's not playing. Like his strategy of trying to attack you from all points to use the storm to his advantage is not going to work. He tried to avoid you and try to kind of run out the time for reduce, and he was able to do that successfully, but he doesn't know how long this might last. And if it's another minute, you guys could easily catch him now that he's already been hurt a little bit. So he's going to try to just take you on. And boy, oh boy, this poor moose. God damn it. So he's going to rush right in here. So that puts us at 20 feet to get to where he was. Right here. He's going to attack with antlers for Bitte. And so that will be...
AC 17.
17. So meet or beat. So he'd meet and...
Now, did you say meet or beat or meet it, beat it?
God damn it. What's the rules as written for AC? It's
If you meet
You just
it.
have to meet the number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah.
a 17 hits.
Yeah.
Make it, break it.
So meet or beat it.
No.
Beat your meat. Just
Yes.
roll damage.
If it meets, it beats.
Gotcha. Okay, so that hits for 2, and then it's going to make you. It's going to kind of like thrust with its charge, is kind of getting you on the end of its antlers. It's a strength saving throw. So what's your strength saved versus your 7?
24.
God damn.
Yeah, so
Lucky
so
that
he
you got
runs,
lucky you
he
rolled a wrong
runs
save.
into like a fucking wall.
This man got lucky he rolled the wrong save because it would have been an 11.
Exactly. But I'm happy enough to take it. So yeah, he like tries to just fucking press against you, and you're ready for this shit. You're a Goliath 1, and I mean shit. Don't Goliaths also have that large carrying capacity factor, or like for shoving as well? So it's
Yes.
even
Well,
more.
I don't know if it applies to shoving, but yes.
Yeah, so even more reason of why this thing rushes up to you and can barely even push you. But that's not going to let it stop. It's still going to try to kick you in the face with its antlers.
The layer of ice on his
With
shield
its
cracks
hooves.
under the force.
Yeah, so it's going to attack you with its hooves right here for an 8, which will not hit. And then it's going to 20 feet. It's going to run. Doesn't necessarily just want to stay right here.
We'll get an opportunity attack if it runs away, yes? Or Bitte at least will.
Bitte will. Nobody else would. Yeah, I think it's still going to try to. It's still going to have that inkling of its previous attacks, or method of attack rather. So it's going to rush in. It wasn't able to hit Bitte, so it's going to try to like get the fuck out of there. So Bitte, you can use your reaction to attack.
All right. Will 16 hit?
It will, yes.
And I no longer have Hunter's Mark because that's what the 7 con save was. 8 damage.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had just missed your strength save. Fair point. All right,
Nope.
24. He's too smart for us. So yeah, it takes 8 damage. Does it not have? Oh, you didn't put your planar thing on it, huh?
Yeah, because he didn't use his bonus action to do that on the last round because he Hunter's Marked.
Right, exactly.
I was hoping I would get an extra D6 and an extra D8 on all my attacks for the next round.
All right, so now Bitte, it's your turn.
But here we are. Bita is going to bonus action mark it because I think he's within 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
He will bonus action mark it and throw another javelin. And you know what? He is feeling kind of brave. So he's going to go ahead and sprint up into the moose's face. And I mean, obviously, mechanically, this isn't happening, but he's like bracing the javelin against the side of the shield, and he's like tackling into the side of him and just trying to drive the javelin as deep into its haunch as he can as it runs away, or as it like turns and rounds back on the group. So I will go ahead and make that attack with advantage, 22, dealing 9 force damage.
9 force damage. All right.
As again, the javelin like shimmers as it, and like almost like it's like half. It's almost like his weapon is casting like Misty Step or something every time it strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Strikes. It's like phasing between the planes or something. I don't know. I'll work on the flavor for that later. But it's cool.
Yeah.
Cool as hell.
So yeah,
like
so
half trucked its ass and then settles back where he was.
So Levi. Right, Bitte, you're done with your turn?
Yes. Object interaction, he would have... he would. Well, I guess he's still holding onto his torch in his shield hand, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Figure something out with that, but yeah. So yeah, Levi, you are.
I was gonna say otherwise he could just cram it into the ground, but
Yeah.
I think
Levi
I mean,
is going to.
the semantics of that is fine.
Let's see. Or is it? It's 5 foot squares, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna try to get behind the moose, which he does. That's 6 squares.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to attack with his greatsword with advantage, since Bite has been so kind to run up and distract it.
Well, it also already had advantage with Fairy Fire.
Yeah, I already had advantage with
Oh,
Fairy Fire,
fair.
but still.
Double advantage. Get to roll 3 dice. I forgot that Fairy Fire gives advantage.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like,
it's
oh,
cool.
okay. Which is
Cool.
fine.
I'm just gonna.
Who's to
I'm
say
just
Levi
gonna-
even knew that, you know?
Yeah, there's no reason why Levi would know that.
So yeah, that does
Wow,
miss.
that's dog shit. I'm gonna use my action surge and try again.
Okay.
There
All
we
right,
go.
that
That's
hits.
a little better.
I know you only missed the AC by 1.
Okay.
All right.
So it's gonna be 11 slashing.
Okay.
And
It's on its
shit, you know what?
last legs. Like it is.
Shit.
It's,
Would you let me retcon a rage as a bonus action?
in the spirit
You
of
don't
trying
have
to
to. You
speed
can say
things
no.
along? Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna do an extra 2 damage.
Oh, okay. But that didn't speed anything along. Still the same
No,
spot.
A little bit. A little
but
bit,
at least you are raging.
Yes.
All
I
right.
am big angry.
So White Moose is like it has multiple cuts on its body.
God
It's
dang
bleeding onto
Guess
the.
what, guys?
What?
I forgot when I rage, I grow in size. So,
Your
that
sweater?
That sweater is gone.
No.
It just
Maybe it's
splits
just
with,
really
this
stretched.
horrible tearing sound. That's like, like
Oh.
when you rip like a, yeah. And he just muscles out, just full sprints at this moose, and he gives it the 13 damage. He gives it the sword lashing.
Yeah. All right. So Rosemary, you are up next then. And then if the thing is still alive, Del Nadri will be able to finish it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna Spirit Totem as a bonus action and make a bear spirit
Okay.
over here, which basically that just gives everyone how many hit points? Eight temporary hit points, and you have advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Okay.
Which I wish I'd had that up when Bit Day almost got skewered. And it's almost dead, isn't it?
Oh, it's so like it's something.
Yeah.
Whatever made it awakened is pretty much the only thing that is keeping this moose going. Because any other ordinary moose would have left or ran away.
All right, then I'm not gonna bother doing wild shape. I'm just gonna try to hit it with my crossbow.
Okay. All right, fire away. Yeah.
hot diggity.
Does a
That'll
crit
do
hit?
it.
There's a crit in it that will hit it, and that will take it down. It just kind of slumps down. Sorry. Go on, Rosemary. How do you kill it?
So she was considering wild shaping into a wolf because this is her pack and she protect. But she just sees that it's like it's already stumbling, and she just kind of like, I think, gets down on one knee to like steady her aim, and just goes with a crossbow like right past Bitte. Not like that she was putting him in harm's way, but just like the trust that she's able to shoot so close, and maybe gets it right in between the antlers.
He hears the little whistle of it.
Yeah, and it
This is
just
deep
right,
past.
it's just right past you, and you just notice it falling down. Del, you kind of another whisper across the wind. Everyone else hears that weird wailing now, but Del, you are able to make out the words "peace at last."
Thank God Almighty.
All right. So, how would you guys? We'll kind of wrap things up quickly here, when we reach the end of our session, what are you doing? The awakened moose is now dead at your feet.
Beta begins doing a little, ritual of thanks and apology to the animal before harvesting, its antlers, that part of its skull, and
And its hide.
quartering its leg. The hide is probably just too damn much to carry, but he will definitely quarter one or two of its haunches.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rosemary will take some of the hide just to take back as proof.
Right. Okay. So
That
you guys
it's
just
dead.
essentially just basically chop up this antler, pieces of this moose. You got the antlers, you got some of its haunches, you got a piece of its hide. Now, as you guys are breaking it down,
I want to make it clear. Levi wants to try to take as big of a piece of the hide as possible because he wants to sell it. Because how often do you get an albino moose hide?
not very often. To the point of, Levi does have a good point of saying, you have the time to just skin the moose. But as
Do
long
we
as
have?
Okay.
We don't have
As
any. We
big of
didn't
a
bring a
piece as
sled
possible.
with us, did we?
No, we
Vita's
did
not
not.
pulling a sled.
No.
No, but Beta can cobble.
I mean, we've
something
got
together.
strong guys. Can we carry this back to
You could carry the whole
the little
moose
the
back.
calm? Well, the little calm in the storm area was very close by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be
I
a
feel
good
like we
place
should
to
go
spend the
back
night.
there and camp. Yeah,
Okay.
and so we can take the whole night to actually dress down the moose and.
Okay.
And also figure out what's up with that space.
Yeah. Beta will, using his proficiency with wood and bone carving tools,
Oh yes.
attempt to break down the moose as much as possible.
Okay. All right. So you guys are all sitting there together. It had just gotten to nighttime, or rather, the stillness of night was starting to creep in on the camp as you guys make your way back towards the elven-like tomb. Do you want to drag the moose into the inside of that little, basically into the moon dial, or do you want to do it out here next to this brazier? Not brazier.
The brazier wasn't
Brazier.
lit though, was it?
It was not
It wasn't lit.
but you can light it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna light it. I think we should just camp here.
Yeah.
I feel like the brazier being lit has something to do with the sarcophagus and the carvings. Because, there was a carving of fire, there was everything
Yeah,
else.
I also kind of believe that, but also warmth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beta will make a little shelter for us for the night, kind of like a little snow cave thing, with
Okay.
the moose as a windshield for part of it.
Okay.
The pieces of moose, because Beta is not hauling that thing as a whole. But-
Right.
I mean, he could, he just doesn't want to.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, that looks like a good stopping point. We'll pick up here in 2 weeks on August 15th at Sunday. At Sunday at 6:30 p.m. start again. We just have some changes in our schedule, mine in particular, that we're going to try out, and who knows, maybe if this seems to be a better time than Saturday morning. I don't know how this works for everybody, but at least for right now, the next session we come in back will be in 2 weeks on August 15th at 6:30 p.m. going live. We are Everybody's a Mimic. We just completed our sessions 8, where we are currently undergoing the quest of trying to hunt down the white moose outside of Lonelywood. Had a lot of interesting things pop up in here. Some close investigations, perhaps, into Del Nadre as we continue to explore this area, or who knows, maybe the party decides just to pack up camp and leave now that they've gotten their prize.
No, screw that. No, Del Nadre gets no character development.
Run away from your path, people. It's the only way to move forward.
So yeah, well, I am Corey as your dungeon master. We are Everybody's a Mimic, joined with us by, in order of alphabetical, Blake.
Carson.
I feel like Blake's
Technically,
not
I
the
think
first.
Ben comes first.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay.
There are no rules.
Well, I guess that's true.
Damn, Ray, I can go first.
I should have gone with it was not
Alphabetical by character.
Yeah, not by player name. So
All right, I'm Del and I play Blake.
Yeah. Pretty much. But we didn't go. Rosemary, did you say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Levi, you say goodbye?
God, our outro is so bad. Goodbye.
we got to work on this, and we need like a song that'll like fade up and just drown out our bullshit.
Pretty much. We always start terribly and we end terribly, but that
Awesome.
The middle bits are great, though.
yeah, exactly. So you can find more.
If anyone wants us to write a theme song, pick some themes you've enjoyed from the show and comment them on this video or something, and I'll put together a song. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I can help. Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, you can submit that to us. You can find our email at everybody'samimic@gmail.com. Additionally, you can find more information about our cast and players at everybody'samimic.wordpress.com because we were not successful enough to own an actual website. We stream typically every other weekend on Twitch at everybody'smimic.twitch.tv. And we upload to our YouTube page, which you can find us by just searching Everybody's a Mimic. I think I've said Everybody's Mimic enough. And we're going to call it a quits here. Y'all have a great weekend. See you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Okay. All right. Good session, guys.
Great session.
Yeah.
They just left.
I didn't actually mean to do that. Back into my Discord app, and I happened to click right where the disconnect button was.
Of course he did.
Just peace out. Like, hey, I get out of here. I gotta quickly, run.
I mean, that's what Carson did, but to be fair, he did warn us.